KTFM Floresville.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, breaking this afternoon, a judge has upheld a decision requiring Cowboys owner Jerry Jones to take a paternity test as part of a legal dispute with a 27-year-old woman who says the billionaire is her biological father. Well, even though we are just now finally expanding to a 12-team playoff, Ross Dillinger of Yahoo Sports reports a 14-team college football playoff format is already being discussed and has momentum.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Thursday afternoon.
Howdy.
Howdy.
It's good to be here on a Thursday afternoon.
It's good to be here on a day that ends in Y that doesn't begin with S.
Hey, that's it. Truer words have never been spoken. Absolutely. Very nice. No, it's good to be here. A lot to talk about, as usual, on this Thursday afternoon.
There's so much to get into from the combine, quarterbacks, who's talking about quarterbacks, who's not, the smoke signals. We're going to learn a little about windows this afternoon because Reinagel loves to talk about the Cowboys window closing.
Yeah.
And a very prominent general manager in the state of Texas said that he doesn't believe in windows.
And why would he? He's a general manager of a team that window's been closed for a long time.
It's never really been open, but it might be now.
Yeah, it might
Kinda.
be. Yeah.
I just thought it was funny. Like, I don't believe in windows.
Yeah.
Every team is a new team.
Sure.
Yeah, there's some truth into that.
Sure.
But you do have a window.
Yes.
I mean, you got a coach that says, hey, man, if we had better quarterback play last year, I'm probably not standing here right now because he's a coach of a new team. Could there be a trade on the horizon this week?
Yes, there could be.
I mean, there really could be.
Yeah.
I mean, some say it might already be done.
There is reports that say it could be done, according to sources.
According to sources. Well, of course. It's all sourced now.
Sourced, yes.
Yes. Met at the bar at St. Elmo over a wonderful shrimp cocktail. I heard that this deal was already done. All right, cool. Cool. Who are you meeting with? I don't know. Check security tape. Everybody's in there.
It's that shrimp. It came to life and told me.
There's no fields here.
I get where you're going.
You like that?
I get where you're going.
Took you a minute?
Yeah.
How you feeling today, Joe?
I feel great
How many
right
cups?
now.
How many cups of Joe are you on?
No, you know what? I had normally I'm a 2-cup guy.
A 2-cup guy.
Yeah, that's my normal morning.
Yes.
Today I had 3.
3.
Yeah, just 3.
What time did you roll out of bed this morning?
The alarm went off at 5 a.m.
Woo!
Yeah, so I got cleaned up and into the office, set up everything I needed to set up, and was talking to Edwin Hafner at about 5:25, 5:30.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, Edwin. Hadn't talked to Edwin in a while. It's good to talk to Edwin.
Edwin was here when I got here
Is
today,
that right?
which is unusual. About 12:30, I'm having a conversation with Edwin, and there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, I've been meaning to tell you, I saw you boys on TV the other night.
Oh, is that right?
I was like, yeah. Like, I don't know what I was doing, but I was watching Ken's, and there you were.
Well, how'd we look? That's the main thing.
He didn't say how we looked. He just kept mentioning they showed Pledge for about a half second.
Oh, yeah?
And I said, yeah, that could have been you. He said, could have been. I could have been on TV. Could have been for that half second.
Could have been.
I did not know that his mother at one time was a professor at UIW.
Really?
And I just learned this today. He started his college career at UIW and said, I need to get the hell away from the parents for a little bit. And so he ended up at UT Arlington.
How about that?
Yes.
Ed, you learn a lot about people, the quiet ones, when they finally open up.
The quiet ones.
The quiet ones.
That's a great way to describe Edwin.
They open up finally and blah, they tell you everything.
Yeah, no, it was like, yeah, well, UIW. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, my mom used to work there. I did not know that. I started there. And boy, I can only imagine what they were thinking watching that fight. And that was,
Yeah.
which we still have not heard a damn thing from those guys.
No, the
So-
Southland Conference handled it, and so the hands are clean.
Yes. So congratulations to Richard Duran. Eventually it did go away.
It went away.
And I hadn't
Yeah.
thought about it since then until it was brought up today. Now,
I still wish Edwin would have said, yeah, man, you guys look great.
he did.
He did?
No, I mean, I didn't ask. I didn't ask. He
I'll
thought we
ask
were
him.
spot on with our commentary.
Well, good.
Yes.
Good.
That's
good.
where Edwin's going to judge you, not on if you looked okay on TV.
If you were saying something that was just total BS.
Well, he'll call you on that.
Yeah.
Big time.
Only problem with Edwin is he's a big Milwaukee Brewers fan.
That's not the only problem, but go ahead.
Well, that's a huge problem
for you.
in my mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's a huge fan of all Milwaukee sports teams.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Does that include the Packers?
They're not in Milwaukee.
Well, no, but they're close enough.
I don't know who his football team is.
Well, Milwaukee doesn't have one.
They don't, but I know he's a fan of the Bucks, and I know he's a fan of the Brewers.
Okay, well, he's got to be a Packers fan.
He probably does like men in yellow pants.
Yeah, probably
It's
does.
possible.
Yeah.
It is possible.
Do you know it's Leap Day today?
Yes.
Is that crazy?
I mean, it happens every 4 years.
I know, but what does that mean? Is that just like an extra day of life gift?
Every 4 years.
Wow, that's nuts.
I mean, it happens every 4 years. When did you figure out it was Leap Day?
This morning.
Because somebody told you?
Yeah. Somebody told me. I kind of knew it going into the day, but and you know how this is because you've done that morning show, and it's like, right when the show starts, you're still about half asleep.
Half?
And so, you got to gear up to where you're going.
Yeah.
So it took me a minute to remember. Oh, yeah, it's February 29th. It's Leap Day.
And tomorrow's the 30th.
No, tomorrow's not. It's March 1st.
Are you sure?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Already.
I've always been fascinated by people that have actual birthdays on the 29th.
Well, I saw that one of the reporters at Kins 5 was doing a story on that, on all the babies that were born today.
Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an easy story to go do. It's
Easy
kind of like
one.
New Year's Eve, baby.
Sure.
I mean, brand new Cub reporter or lazy for the day reporter. You know what story I want? I'm going to go look at brand new babies.
Uh-huh. I don't remember which reporter it was, so I won't. But, that is pretty easy. You go to the morning meeting and say, hey, I'm doing babies born on Leap Day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea, Jim.
Yeah, that's never been done before. Let's see what we can do. You see the hospital give you a special blanket?
Probably.
I mean, do you get, I mean, you think about those that are born today, your birthday's every 4 years, technically on your actual birthday. So if you're, 44, you're what, 11?
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
If you're 100, you're celebrating your actual 25th birthday.
That's awesome.
That kind of stuff. There were 6 celebrities, according to Pledge, that were born on Leap Day. So Ja Rule is celebrating today.
Who is Ja Rule?
He's a singer. Mark Foster, whoever that is. I have no idea. So it's a C-list celebrity. I don't know who that is either.
Huh.
Right.
General Hospital guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep going. Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow. How about that?
He's 64, but his actual leap age is 16.
Interesting.
Yeah, Diana Shore.
It's Dinah Shore, by the way.
What'd I say?
Diana?
Yeah, same thing.
No, it's not.
It really is.
Quite frankly.
It really is. Do you know what she does? What is she famous for?
Well, Dinah Shore?
Yeah.
Is she she's a singer, right?
I have no idea.
I think
I
so.
mean, she's famous. I know the name. I just screwed it up, but I know the name.
What the hell's the name of that song?
You have no idea either.
I think she's a singer. Well, believe it or not, that's even before my time.
That guy looks familiar, but he's an actor from. Was he from Law? Is that the dude from Law and Order? What's his name? Dennis Farina. Oh, look at that. He's from Law and Order. There you go.
There you go. Good
All
for
right.
you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. So there's 5 celebrities.
Well, there was 6. Actually.
Well, I don't count Ja Rule.
He was probably the most famous on that list, literally. Carl from Bjorn sends me a text and said, I had college roommates that are twins born on February 29th.
Wow.
That's even probably rarer. They're not famous, or they'd be on the list and the list would be 8. Or would it be 7 and they're just sharing a spot on the ranking?
Well, they're 7. They have to share. They're twins.
But they're individual people.
Wouldn't that kind of suck, though? I mean, if you're a twin, if you celebrate birthdays together always.
That's literally what twins do.
Well, I know, but it's like you never get a special day just to yourself.
No.
You got to share it with somebody else.
Absolutely. But twins tend to do that.
Well, sure they do, but I'm just saying it sucks.
Do you think it sucks?
I would think.
Okay.
Or maybe not. I mean, if there's any twins out there, you want to correct me, feel free.
I don't know. It depends on if you're close to your twin. Now,
most twins are.
Most twins are close, so they don't mind sharing. And I'm sure they all get the same stuff. You know, if you're 6 and you get a truck, he gets a truck.
Well, I hope so.
Unless one is a boy twin and one is a girl twin, then you don't get the same.
I could see some jealousy happening there.
Well, I mean, yeah.
His truck's better than mine.
My brother's 2.5 years older than me, and growing up, if we all kind of typically got the same thing, right? So at Christmas, if you're eyeballing packages, you're like, all right, well, that present's bigger than that one. I'm going to open up this one. Then, the other one, me or my brother, we were the same. Well, we're going to open them up at the same time because it's the same thing. Or if I saw something that he got and I opened up damn underwear or something, now I'm looking for the box that looked like that because I want the good stuff. The hell with underwear as a present. That's a crime.
I found, though, and, as a kid, you think that the bigger package is the bigger present.
Yeah.
Not always.
Not always.
Not always.
Not always.
Best present I ever got. And I say this, and Pledge reminded me because he went to Ruidosa. I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
And me and 3 friends drove to Ruidosa.
Oh, nice.
So my dad, the big present that year for Christmas was I opened up a package. There was $300 in cash.
Nice.
For that trip.
He gave you bail money in advance.
Bail money and everything else. It was cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. So
not a bike or a truck.
Well, I remember a picture holding up 3 $100 bills, and I was thinking I was just a
rich.
bad A,
you were
baby.
Rich.
I was a bad A.
Rich.
Yes.
Times. Patty Mills. He got fired today. Should he come back to San Antonio? It's an interesting question. I know you boys discussed it this morning on the Cuddle. I look at this and I wonder, one, he's done in Atlanta, salary cut, he's gone. What would it cost the Spurs to bring him in? Is it worthy to bring in a veteran like Patty Mills? We'll dive into that, talk Spurs and Thunder as well as they get ready to play tonight here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First, though, I've got a message for you that's going to change your dental game in about 60 seconds. Let me ask you a question. You fed up with the same old dental routine? You know what I'm talking about. Those endless trips to the dentist dealing with missing teeth, temporary fixes that never seem to stick. Well, I've got the answer for you. It's called Doctor's Implants. At Doctor's Implants, their board-certified oral and facial surgeons are ready to transform your smile. Don't let old-school dentistry hold you back any longer. Embrace your future with full-mouth dental implants at Doctor's Implants. You can check them out for yourself at doctorsimplants.com. But here's the kicker. When you give them a call at 210-640-0000, tell them I sent you, Joe Reinagle from the Blitz. You're going to get a complimentary consultation and a CT scan. Your journey to a perfect smile begins at Doctor's Implants. So why wait any longer? Call them today, 210-640-0000.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is set. Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas. With plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join. Or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, After your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill, 11880 U.S. Highway 90, just 10 minutes from the Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
For John's 60th birthday, his family planned to drive down Old Route 66. But the trip took a detour when his wife got sick with RSV. It's a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems and hospitalizations.
This year, we don't want to cancel our plans. We're protecting ourselves with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine.
Abrysvo, a vaccine to prevent lower respiratory disease from RSV in people 60 years and older. It's not for everyone and may not protect all who receive it. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had an allergic reaction to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may decrease your response. Most common side effects are tiredness, headache, injection site pain, and muscle pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com.
So don't wait. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, because every breath matters.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Charmin, ultra soft on the potty. Listen, supposed to roll it back, everybody. Charmin's irresistibly soft and hella nice. Our grip is always stocked. It's our party vibe. It's crushing and please, so much experience. So every booty wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music.
This is Mommy's jam.
Then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Ja Rule in the year 2024.
That was Ja Rule, the man or the woman?
I'm Jason Minix. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I just got a look from Pledge that I've never seen before.
It really was warranted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank y'all. That sounds good. I mean, he does.
And the lady was J-Lo.
That was J-Lo.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Did you know she actually spoke?
Yeah.
Or you just like to look at her?
Nah.
On mute. Is that what I'm hearing?
No.
What?
No.
Yeah.
No. J-Lo, J-Lo's, she's,
She's what?
Well, see, she's very attractive, obviously, but I got to know her a little bit way back in the day when the Selena movie was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's when I worked here at KTFM originally.
Oh, back in the day.
Yeah,
back when you had a chance.
They were, yeah. So they were trying to fill the Alamo Dome for that scene that they shot in the Alamo Dome.
Yeah.
And so, they came here and she came in and she
was mean to you?
No, not really mean. Not to me. I was like a peasant.
You shoot your
Get
shot
out of here.
Crash and burn?
Yeah, no.
So now you're not a fan?
I had no shot, so I didn't shoot anything.
I doubt that.
No
You
shot.
Back then didn't think you had no shot.
Well, I probably thought I had, but yeah.
You thought you had.
She still had the big old booty then, even then. So, because that's pretty much the shot that I had. Because where I was, that didn't sound right. So where I was.
So you took a shot at the big old booty is what I just heard.
In the studio, I was, here, and where she was being interviewed, she was standing in front of me, but turned
So you
away.
saw it. So she had her back to you.
She had her back to me. So
Yes.
I had
You had a wonderful view.
about a 30-minute one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And not once did she turn around?
No. Well, she may have just kind of,
She could feel your eyes staring right at her left cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just stayed right in the middle. Bam. I'm just a straight black guy.
Coffee.
Yes, coffee.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Speaking of coffee, our good friend Patty Mills loves this coffee, especially in San Antonio. He's a free agent, or is about to be. Reports this morning the Atlanta Hawks are going to waive him. So immediately, come home, Patty Mills, come home.
Yeah.
Should he? Should the Spurs entertain bringing in a Patty Mills for the rest of the season? I don't want to say, do you guys want Patty Mills to come back? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776, because of course you do. I mean, Patty was great, and he is something that the Spurs need, being a veteran guy. But at this point in the season, is he? Now, first, if I'm Patty, let's see if a contending team needs an aging backup point guard that likes coffee. And I'm going there first. He's not going to be expensive. So, but, I think if he didn't have options, Patty would love to get more paychecks from the San Antonio Spurs. He loves San Antonio. Spends a lot of time here still in the offseason. But don't come at me with the Spurs need to add a veteran guard to teach these young guys, because there is another former Spur that's once been called Greg Popovich's favorite player that has been living in San Antonio all offseason, that has tried to get a job with the Spurs in that very role as the veteran guard, and they've continually told George Hill no, and he's unemployed. So if they were looking for that kind of person, there's one available that already lives here.
Look, Patty Mills owes it to himself to go try and win another ring. It'd be great to have him here, and maybe once he finally decides to hang up the shoes, maybe he'll make a great coach or do whatever he wants. He'll be good at whatever he does, but not to come here, not for this team, not for this year. It makes no sense. And I know Spurs fans, first thing I've heard from a lot of Spurs fans over the last few days, and it's not good. But in this respect, no, and it's not fair to him. Somebody's going to call Patty Mills because somebody's going to want to shoot her off the bench. It's not going to cost him anything for that stretch run. And so hopefully Patty ends up with somebody, and I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know what their needs are directly, but a Boston, Milwaukee, Denver, Minnesota, somebody like that, they can use some punch off the bench.
The options for Patty, if I'm reading this right, if he gets waived and signs by tomorrow, he would be eligible for a playoff roster.
Right.
So somebody's going to have to move
quickly.
I
think that's why the Hawks did it originally, to give the guy an opportunity.
Well, and but he's 35. So I don't know if one of those playoff teams, if he fits what they're looking for, right? And maybe so, maybe not. So we'll find out. Maybe he comes to San Antonio to start laying the groundwork for Trey. Anybody know what their relationship is like? I don't know. But hey, Trey, let me get there first. I'll help you find a house. I'll help you get the Keurig set up, and we'll be good to go. I just see it, and I see the initial reaction, and it's almost like every time there's anything in the NFL, this player is cut by Cowboys. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I mean, Patty Mills, Spur. I mean, Spurs fans love this guy. He is a fan favorite. I mean, before he became a really good basketball player, his damn towel waving had its own Twitter account. But I don't know that now is the time.
It's not the time. And you know it's not the time. You're just being nice.
No, I literally just said that. Now
you said you don't think now's the time.
I don't think now is the time. It's just the same as saying now's not the time, right? Just with more words.
Well, it's
right?
like when you say I don't think, it's like maybe you're leaving an opportunity in there.
Well, I do leave an opportunity because if he doesn't have other options, the Spurs could bring him in without it costing them much. But when I see on Twitter, oh, he brings all that corporate knowledge. Dude, nobody still works there that cared about the corporate knowledge. What his corporate knowledge is gone. I mean, it's like we got an email from the boss man not long ago that he's getting rid of the fax machine. Who has worked in this building since we actually used a fax machine? Why is it still here? I have no idea. And in this kind of scenario, Patty Mills is the fax machine. Why would the Spurs add a fax machine to the roster at this point of the year?
Well, they wouldn't, and they shouldn't. I mean, this year's gone. It's gone, right? So Patty needs to go somewhere, and I hope he gets signed by somebody that can use him. I looked at his stats. I wanted to see how he'd been playing. Dude's been riding the pine for Atlanta,
absolutely.
not doing anything.
No, but he's grooming Trae Young.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he's sharing that corporate knowledge in San Antonio with Trae now.
Sure.
I mean, he and DeJounte. DeJounte has something bad to say. Trae will even it out with something good to say. Trae knows where the good restaurants are. He knows how to get to the Rue Pub. He knows what he needs to know for San Antonio.
Yeah, well, he's not coming to San Antonio.
I mean, maybe to visit.
Well, sure, he'd come to visit. It'd be great. He's going to retire at some point in time. I think it's obvious his career is winding down.
We got traded 3 times last offseason.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and he hasn't been playing much for Atlanta, and Atlanta's not very good. So this is probably it for Patty Mills. But hey, Pop certainly look at him for a spot on the bench next to him.
Maybe. I don't even know if that's I don't know if Patty has the desire to coach.
No.
Patty seems like he's one that will do bigger things on a global stage than coach basketball. I could be wrong on that, but the things that he does in his home country in the offseason is pretty incredible. And if he were to coach, maybe it would be for that national team. But again, as he was getting traded after, I mean, the Spurs could have got him for a 3rd-round pick last year, you feel like.
Sure.
And they don't even make those things, but they could have got him for that. So I could easily see if the Spurs wanted to bring him back in a mentoring role, he could have done that. Now, Atlanta was supposed to be good this year. They turned out not to be, but they were supposed to be. So it felt like a good spot for him in that role with a team that felt like they had made moves to get better in a hurry and not be the dumpster fire that they are.
That just it goes to show, and it's every fan base. You brought up the great example of the Cowboys, how fans are, and you want guys back that you liked, and the corporate knowledge and how he can help the young guys. I don't think half of these young guys are going to be here next year, so they take all that corporate knowledge somewhere else.
Oh yeah, stealing the secrets on how to lose.
So I just don't think I don't think that's part of the plan. So a Patty Mills coming here to play, to teach, I'm not exactly sure what that would accomplish.
Now, playing devil's advocate here. No surprise that Patty, who could be a politician if he wanted to be.
Sure.
When he was last in San Antonio to play the San Antonio Spurs, or actually to have a great seat watching the San Antonio Spurs play, did have wonderful things to say about Wemby's potential.
It feels like this place is in a good place for the growth and the future of the San Antonio Spurs. So you can only imagine the amount of detailed work that is going into him on the floor for him to develop his game in the ways that he can. It's going to be another exciting person to watch, how his game develops, and hopefully there'll be more banners hanging up in the rafters because of him. But looking up at that 2014 one, knowing that's almost 10 years ago since that one went up, I think it's due for another one from him.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's due for another one.
Yeah, it is.
10 years it's been. Wow,
crazy.
It's a long time, and it's probably going to be a few more.
Probably,
most likely. Depends on what they do. I think Wemby's going to get better, and everybody thinks I hate Wemby all of a sudden.
Nobody thinks you hate Wemby.
No, just Spurs Twitter does.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Spurs Twitter. Just because I don't believe he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. And
yeah, I had a discussion about this yesterday with
like,
James.
Yeah, it took me out of context, by the way.
Oh,
but
of course
okay.
he did.
Of course, yes, he did. Yeah. Look, a rookie has never won that award.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that he can't start the parade of rookies winning awards like that.
Well, the question is
not even the
no, hang on. You said you got misquoted yesterday by Pledge. Now, Pledge told me while I was doing the interview, and so I called you dumb on the air.
Yeah, you did.
He said that Wemby can't win it because he's a rookie, and I said, well, that's dumb.
That is dumb.
And if you actually said that, that's dumb. Now you're saying that's not what you said.
No, I didn't say that. I said he won't win it because he's a rookie.
Well,
not
that's
that he
different.
Can't.
Well, won't and can are two different things.
It's exactly right.
Yes.
So that's what I said.
But if you said, which is what Pledge told me you said, he won't win it because he's a rookie, that's dumb. Now
that's what I did say. He won't win it because he's a rookie. Not that he can't win it because he's a rookie.
He can't win it because he's a rookie.
Right.
But he is eligible to win it.
He's eligible to win it.
But he won't win it. But all Pledge said is he wanted him in the conversation. If we're having a conversation about it, he's in the conversation.
he's in the conversation.
Yes.
But, according to Spurs Twitter, I hate Victor Wembanyama.
Who's on second?
Who? What? I did. I said rookies are nerds like freshmen. Same thing. Like a freshman. All freshmen are nerds. Let's face it.
Nerds?
Nerds.
Your definition of nerds and my definition of nerds are a little different.
How's that?
I don't know. You should have used dorks. They're all kind of dorks. They're awkward dorks as freshmen.
Same thing.
Because there are some freshmen that think they're cool.
Well, yeah, but they're not.
Well, I mean, but a freshman can still date a senior girl, although it doesn't happen very often, but it can happen.
Then he wakes up.
Well, I mean, but it can happen.
Well, it can happen.
It can happen, just like a freshman can win Rookie of the Year.
Well, he can,
but he won't. But he's in the conversation.
Yeah, of course.
Which is all that James wants.
Right.
Yes, apparently.
Well, Pledge ought to be happy then.
He should be.
He's in the conversation.
But he still wasn't happy.
No.
I mean, I had this argument last night from about 6:15 to 6:30. I felt like we've said the same thing 9 different times. He's in the conversation.
I heard you guys.
Yes.
It was fascinating.
Well, especially when you're saying dumb stuff.
Well, I didn't say
you
dumb
didn't
stuff.
say
I
well.
didn't. There's a can't and a won't, and it depends on which one you use. I said won't.
He said can't.
There's a difference.
So a rookie can win the award.
He can win the award. He never has won that award.
Well, he's only a rookie one time, unless you're Chet Holmgren. Then you get 2 rookie years.
Well, I mean, think about the rookies that have come out that have been pretty good defensive players.
Yeah.
Like the guy that's going to win it this year, Rudy Gobert.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but he's apparently got a great teammate, so that should cancel everything out.
It should.
James Pledge, our campaign manager.
I admire that, and that's fine. And I like the passion and the loyalty that everybody has to Victor Wembanyama. And for the record, I don't hate Wemby. I think he's a great guy and a hell of a player. I don't hate him, and he's going to have a trophy case full of trophies.
Yeah,
before it's all said and done,
and probably get a couple of DPOYs.
I'm sure he will,
and one Rookie of the Year award,
and one of those.
He'll only win that once.
Yes, because
you had to think about that.
Well, I was going to say, that's what makes it so stupid with Chet Holmgren. Guy's not a rookie,
but he didn't play last year.
So what? That's unfortunate. He's not a rookie technically. What does he get? A medical red shirt?
I don't know. I think Rookie of the Year, you should be on your first year of your rookie paycheck.
That's it. And he's not.
He didn't sit on the bench last year for free.
There you go. Pledge is writing comeback player of the year. Fine. I'm good with that.
Can Wemby win that award?
No.
Why not?
Well, not now. He's not coming back from anything.
Well, I mean, he's coming back from,
I'm hoping that he won't have that opportunity to win that award.
Yeah, that's one you don't want.
No, you don't want that one.
But he could win the newcomer award.
He could win that, which is the same as Rookie of the Year, is it not?
We'll just make up new trophies.
Well, that's what I said. I mean,
be sponsored by somebody.
Dude,
you win Rookie and you get newcomer. Chet should be the newcomer.
You get Spurs fan, and it's like the season sucks, But Wemby ought to win every damn award that's out there.
Well, give us something to get excited about, man. You don't always have to be a wet blanket.
Why not? Why is he not in the conversation for MVP? Why not?
Well, Pledge said that yesterday.
Maybe
too.
he should be Offensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he could be.
Which is MVP, I think.
Well, no, it's another award.
There's okay.
There's all kinds of awards.
I think he should be in that conversation.
He's in every conversation.
Maybe the guy should win a Grammy. Have you heard him sing?
No. Let's stop there. We have no idea if he can sing or not, but I'm sure he can.
I'm sure he can.
I'm sure he can.
Wemby can do it all.
He can.
Everything.
But knowing our last French star tried to rap and put out an album, I'm going to draw the line on Let's Go.
Yeah, that was bad.
Jacob Eric said he should win Tallest Player of the Year award.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I love our poll.
We have
a poll in my face again.
Of course we do.
Yes.
Does Joe hate Wemby? 78% to 22 say you do.
I know. It's
Joe
crazy.
hates
See
everything.
That? Everything.
Uh-huh.
Let's
talk NFL Combine.
Please.
We'll do that coming up next. Make sure you go vote in the poll. Vote appropriately.
Yes.
The answer is yes. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, we're reacting to the Spurs' first game back at home against the Thunder. Plus, the NFLPA survey is out, and the Dallas Cowboys didn't score as well as you think that they did. The combine drills, they're starting, and we're ready to discuss. We start at 6 a.m. on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Get to your local Twin Peaks Monday through Friday from 2 to 7 and score some sweet deals like $1 off all wine, liquor, and of course, cheap shots. Freezing cold 29-degree cold beer. Of course, we expect that. And you need more? How about a snack? Twin Peaks has select apps for $2, $4, and $6. And you can always come back for the late night specials. Why would you even leave for the reverse happy hour? No one does happy hour quite like Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and all those scenic views.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today. Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Always find what you love at Total Wine & More. With so many bottles to choose from at the lowest price, it's easy to find your favorite Cabernet or a new single-barrel bourbon to try. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine & More.
Spirits not sold in Virginia and North Carolina. Drink responsibly. B21.
Get ready for the live tennis event of the year, the Netflix Slam, on March 3rd at 12:30 p.m. Pacific. Join 22-time Grand Slam champion and tennis legend Rafael Nadal as he takes on world number 2, Carlos Alcaraz, and witness a tennis showdown like never before. This live Netflix sports event promises unparalleled tennis action, so don't miss the thrill. Mark your calendars for March 3rd, 12:30 p.m. Pacific. It's Game, Set, Match on Netflix.
Always find what you love at Total Wine & More. With so many bottles to choose from at the lowest price, it's easy to find your favorite Cabernet or a new single-barrel bourbon to try. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine & More.
Spirits not sold in Virginia and North Carolina. Drink responsibly. B21.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning. The cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Tonight at 8:30, it's the Heat and Nuggets. The NBA lives on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Don't forget our golf tournament coming up on the 25th of March. Just a couple of weeks away. Wow. We're going to be playing at the Golf Club of Texas, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. Make sure you get signed up, get your foursome together, sasportstar.com. It does benefit the Will Smith Foundation. If you're watching on YouTube, just scan the QR code and it will take you right there. If you're not watching on YouTube, you should. And make sure you subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. And if you're there watching now, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and you can always leave a comment.
Please do. And a lot of people are, and that's good. You can also vote in the poll there.
It's still there
as well. Yeah. That, Ryan thinks that's funny, and that's okay. Ryan's our social media guy, or
yeah.
Is that what you'd call Ryan? Social media guy?
In the morning, they call him the digital hero. He's a DH.
I've learned that they have nicknames for everything. The YouTube chat is called the Brigade Bar.
Yeah, which is.
And the other thing was the people that sign up for notifications are the Noti Gang.
All right. That's all RJOcho.
Well, exactly. That's what I said. I said, Rob didn't come up with any of that.
Well, I'm just impressed Rob remembers what it's all called.
I have a feeling he doesn't say a word.
It's so funny because, all right, you're part of the Brigade Bar. That's cool. We used to do when we were back on 1250 The Zone.
Uh-huh.
We had Zone Girls and we had our Caller Hall of Fame that we would do every year at our birthday party. And then we had a consultant that said, don't do listener group names, right? Don't Don't make people feel like there's a special club, because then you're only talking to those people, and if you're not in it, you kind of feel left out, And so, all right, so we kind of went away from all that kind of stuff because the consultants know, and the bosses are paying them a lot, so you kind of do away with that kind of stuff. But they're like those in the morning, they're in the brigade bar. That's cool. I mean, hey, I'm going to the bar at 6 a.m.
Why not?
Some people might look at you funny.
Nah, not at all. They may look at you funny because they're jealous because they're not going.
Well, I mean, but that's it's a club.
I was in Las Palapas yesterday, and I don't know what time it was, early. And the girl said, "You want a margarita to go?" I said, "Yeah."
That explains yesterday's show. Huh?
Unfortunately, I can't, but yeah, I'd like one.
Hey, man, those overnight places. My wife way back in the day, was doing overnight nursing in the ER because she's a career ER nurse. Those nurses get off work at 7 a.m. and man, they're straight to some place that will sell you a margarita.
That's their happy hour.
I mean, if I was a bar owner or a restaurant like that, I'd find one near a hospital, a medical center, whatever, and
I'm opening up at 7 a.m.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's the one over by Ken's TV? Used to be a bar over there right next to it. I can't remember the name of it, but they do that. And I think they still do
Lindy's, right?
It used to be Lindy's.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's called
the
now.
name.
Yeah.
Right.
But I know they open up earlier. They used to. And it's right there in the medical center.
Yeah.
But if you're working overnights, it's the same as getting off at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, heading to the bar for a drink.
Alexandra on our YouTube says day drinking is fun.
Yes, it is, as a matter of fact.
It really is.
Yeah. Pretty much any time. It's fun. No problem with it.
Mm-hmm. So, Combine's going on in Indianapolis. Pledge is all in on this. Pledge loves the underwear Olympics.
Oh, yeah?
Pledge loves watching fat men in tights run. And he's been getting excited on the other side of the glass. Who just ran? You're like, oh, somebody running. Who's running?
Andre Sweat just ran.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Was there an earthquake?
Well, they felt it. It's a 7.8 there in Indianapolis. Cow. That guy weighed in today at 366.
366.
A svelte 366.
Jeez. That's a big man. 366. Wow.
As a Longhorn fan and a Cowboy fan.
You like that idea, huh?
I do. I mean, run stopper, can get after the quarterback, and he met with the Dallas Cowboys.
I did. It went great, actually. First, I got to give a shout out to my guy Paxton. He was in there, so that was pretty cool. Seeing him on the other side and not as my teammate. So that was pretty cool. But it went great.
All right. Whatever that's worth.
Do you expect them to say, "Well, yeah, it sucked"? I mean,
no. So was he on the meeting with Steven and maybe with Mike McCarthy on the Zoom call
McCarthy,
there?
I imagine Zimmer was on the Zoom, but Paxton, the Paxton reference.
Uh-huh.
That's Charlotte's kid who played at UT.
Yeah.
So his teammate who automatically graduates from college and has a job in the front office of an NFL team.
Well, of course he does.
I mean, he grew up into it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Which, if you're the Cowboys and you're Paxton and one of your teammates is now interviewing, you probably know stuff about that cat that he might not want you to share.
Yeah, it could be.
But as you're talking about culture and finding the right guys, Paxton, are they drilling them down? Now, you work for the Cowboys now. What do you know about this guy? Or do you know that was his teammate? Is Paxton going to be brutally honest with Steven and Grandpa about this particular player if they're seriously considering him? And again,
he has to be.
Their goals are stopping the run and running the ball better.
He has to be honest.
I mean,
because if he wasn't, and Sweat turns out to be a flop, then that reflects bad on Paxton.
I mean, if I'm Paxton and he turns out to be a flop, all I got to do is say, well, Uncle Steven, let's look at all the guys you drafted at one point that didn't work out. Let's start with Taco Charlton.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I'm curious, is it smart to have one of his teammates in on the interview?
That'd be a big boy to put in there. That would help stop the run, just quite frankly, because he'd get in the way.
He's a hell of a player. Mozzie Smith is big enough to get in the way. Will Sweat. I mean, and he seems like the Zimmer type. It's there. He did meet with the Cowboys. A lot of people met with the Cowboys, though, and I don't get overly excited about seeing a list of who the Cowboys have met with. Although they did talk to Junior Colson, a linebacker from Michigan. They talked to Chris Jenkins, a defensive tackle from Michigan. Why are we wasting time with Michigan, man?
What is it about Michigan that just has the Cowboys' eye?
I mean, they are national champions.
Well, I get that, but doesn't mean they're good pros.
But if they've met with, let's see, 1, 2, 3 linebackers and 4 defensive tackles with formal interviews, and with the informal meetings and interviews. Let's see. On this list, I don't see anybody from the offensive side. Was yesterday defensive players only? Or are they just really focusing on defensive players? All of them are a type, though. A Mike Zimmer type.
Sure.
And that's what they need to
well, they've got some holes on that defensive side too, so.
Well, that's exactly what they have to do. I don't get too excited about, but when you start doing 30 visits, Cowboys tend to draft people that they bring in for their visits.
Yeah.
That's what to pay attention to down the stretch. In the combine, those that are going to work out, obviously lots of quarterback talk. And you look at the top of the draft. Looks like New England is all in on taking a quarterback at number 3. And listening to Gerard Mayo, their new head coach, he's in on all these meetings with the quarterbacks. He wants to be there. He said, because I want to ask them about their worst moments and how they got through adversity. And they seem to be high on Jaden Daniels. Are they high on Jaden Daniels because he's going to be the 3rd quarterback taken? Or do they really like the kid? That becomes more of the question.
Everybody, for whatever reason, is high on Jaden Daniels. You hear Orlovsky today? Said, if I'm the Bears GM, I'm taking Daniels over Caleb Williams at number 1.
Ooh.
That he said that today. And I'm like, everybody's high on this kid. I get it. He's got a hell of an arm. And I think he's smart as hell. But man, he's so skinny. And just I worry about that in that respect.
Well, I don't mind him being skinny if he is more of a pocket passer in the NFL. And he can hurt you with his legs. Watching him a lot at Arizona State, seeing what he did at LSU, I think him going to LSU probably did more for his draft stock than anything, because one, he had success there, but he showed that he could play in the SEC, which isn't the Pac-12. And he's talented. He's got the arm strength. And
no doubt.
I go back to what Herm Edwards said on this show his freshman year. Just his football IQ is off the charts, and that's impressive.
Also helps to have a guy like Malik Neighbors to throw to.
Well, receivers are nice. And, the Bears, are they going to take Caleb? Certainly feels like it. There are reports out there that Justin Fields is on his way to Atlanta, right?
That's the rumor.
Some rumors say the deal is basically done.
Yeah, according to sources by this reporter, it is a done deal and will be announced whenever it is good for it to be announced.
And I would imagine that a deal is close to done if new Atlanta head coach Raheem Morris talks about last year's quarterbacks this way.
If we had better quarterback play last year in Atlanta, I might not be standing here. And they would have the ability to be talking about those things. But right now, if we can focus on some of those things and do some of that, I think that'll give us the best chance to go out there and win football games.
Yeah, I don't know if he says that if a Justin Fields deal isn't basically done and he knows the quarterbacks from last year aren't going to be his quarterback this year.
Yeah,
I appreciate the honesty, but.
Well, and if you've got a chance to get a Justin Fields, why not? I mean, it's not working out in Chicago for him. They want to trade him. They want to move on, get another quarterback. But hey, Atlanta, maybe a different system. Raheem Morris, it could work. And the guy's obviously talented as hell. But some guys just do better in given a second chance. And that looks like what Justin Fields is going to get.
I look at, the problem with Atlanta and getting a Justin Fields is they're going to have to pay the guy, right? But with Bijan, with some of the other weapons, Kyle Pitts, some of the weapons they have, Raheem Morris is right. With better quarterback play, they might win more games. Better quarterback play last year, Raheem Morris probably doesn't have that job because Arthur Smith probably doesn't get fired.
Right.
But I don't know that he says, well, if we had better quarterback play, if he had to go back to a locker room and try to coach up these guys.
It's going to be interesting to see, but I think it's a good fit for Fields there in Atlanta. So what I love about the combine is that's when these things are being talked about. And I'm sure this conversation started way before the combine, but you're going to see some stuff like this. And I can't wait. March 13th is the beginning of the NFL year, whatever they call it. That's when they can start doing business. And so that's when that trade will probably be announced formally.
Yeah. Formally. Anybody see if Justin Fields started following the Falcons? We know he's unfollowed the Bears, but has he started following the Falcons?
Interesting.
That's our first clue.
Apparently, according to a story I'm reading, that he's originally from Atlanta. So he's going home.
Going home. It's always a good thing.
Yeah, good for him.
Always a good thing. Coming up at about 3:35, UTSA Athletic Director Lisa Campos will join us. We'll also hear from Houston Texans GM Nick Caserio. The Blitz coming up here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
If you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
this is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at NHTSA.gov/the-right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except a stuffy nose.
Mommy.
That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hello, this is Chip with Diamond J Properties. You're invited to our coastal waterfront grand opening this Saturday, where you can get 1 to 4 acres in the waterfront community starting at $49.9. That's 1 to 4 acres starting at $49.9. This coastal waterfront community has over 4 miles of water frontage with access to the ICW, Gulf, Matagorda Bay, and much more. Property features paved roads, underground utilities, boat launch, pier, pool, cabana, and more. This property is shown by appointment only. Call now, 210-853-0389. 210-853-0389. 210-853-0389. 210-853-0389.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center.
Breaking this afternoon, a judge has upheld the decision requiring Cowboys owner Jerry Jones to take a paternity test as part of a legal dispute with a 27-year-old woman who says the billionaire is her biological father. How about 14 teams in the college football playoff? We just expanded to 12, but 14 is being discussed and apparently has some momentum.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Thursday afternoon.
Yes, sir. Howdy, everybody.
Howdy. I'm watching video of Devondre Sweat. RG3 tweeted it out. And I'm going to just read RG3's tweet. I retweeted it if you don't follow RG3 and you follow me. This is more impressive than I thought when you talk about a 366-pound man running. He ran his 40 in 5.27 seconds. And as RG3, the track star, said, it was fluid. Sweat's adjusted 40 time at his weight and height and weight is like a 180-pound defensive back running a 4.26. That's a pretty impressive comparison.
Well, I'm watching the video now as we speak, and this guy, can you imagine that mountain of a man running that fast at you?
Well, I mean, and we've seen him do it in pads. I mean, he can get to a quarterback pretty quick. And
wow.
He would never have to really run 40 yards like that in a football game in full pads. But honestly, that's pretty damn impressive.
That's impressive.
I mean, he was already impressive.
366 pounds.
But I appreciate the RG3 comparison, height, weight, to 180-pound DB going 4.26, which is actually pretty fast, almost as fast as James Pledger can run a 10 in the parking lot in flip-flops.
Yeah, but Sweat didn't fall.
He did not. And when you see him run by the people that are sitting there on the tables, all their stuff starts moving along the table too. I mean, that ground was going. Antonio wants to talk about Devondre Sweat. Antonio, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
You look so sick.
Hey,
Antonio, man, you ordering food or what?
We got a hell of a conversation going on there. Hey, Antonio, that was great. Sound like you're having a good time.
That guy was on hold 28 minutes and forgot. Put the phone down and got busy. He was.
Oh,
we didn't hear anything there we shouldn't have, right?
No, of course not.
Just checking.
It's just a lot of laughter. Sounded like a bunch of happy people.
Hey, man.
That's all that matters.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, Pledge, what are you showing us now on video? Or, okay, don't answer.
He is showing us again.
And then he took it away.
Yeah, I don't know.
No idea what he's doing.
That's
all
right.
Let's do the headline Blitz. Or not.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Time for the headline Blitz. Shohei Ohtani, he's not going to pitch this year. He's already hit a home run in spring training, and apparently he's already tied the knot.
I saw this, and this came out of the clear blue sky. Because there was apparently this woman is from Japan, and she just won the lottery. So, and I wonder, because you can't prove it. I'm not saying he's, making this up, but, you're in Los Angeles. You just signed for $1 bazillion.
Yeah.
You might have some people coming out of the woodwork trying to make you fall in love with them.
So
you know what
just
I'm saying?
Announced that I'm married and my bride is
Exactly.
over in Japan?
Yes.
Because the headline says, mystery woman from Japan.
Yes, exactly. So, again, it may very well be that he is married to some mystery woman in Japan, but now the blondes in LA are like, bummer.
Are they? Or they're like, all right, little competition.
Well, maybe. Who knows? Yeah, if she's in Japan.
Well, it's a long
She'll
season.
never know.
It's a long season. There was a commercial once that say chicks dig the long ball.
Yes, they do. Uh-huh. He's got a long ball.
Chicks dig the long ball. Chicks dig the sack. And with the new pants, you can see it all.
Exactly. Every bit, the bat and the balls.
Oh, good Lord.
So I don't know if it's true.
He announced it.
I would have. Yeah,
he said he's married.
So I'm listening to some dude that was filling in for Jim Rome today, who apparently is the Angels, one of their broadcast people, and his comment was, "I didn't even know he had a girlfriend."
I'm guessing that broadcasters had very few conversations.
I have no idea
with Shohei.
Just saying. It could be he just wants to get the gold diggers off his back.
Quit asking.
Yeah.
If you're now, I know everybody's a little bit different, but most athletes, they enjoy the benefits, if you will, of being a professional athlete.
Sure, why
There's
not?
A lot of benefits to being a professional athlete. Regardless of position, regardless of status, right? We see a lot of people and you go, how did he pull that? Well, he's a pro athlete,
Sure.
right? I mean, it just, that's one of the benefits of the job. So, you just signed that contract. You're in LA. Now, granted, he's been in Los Angeles for a long time.
He has.
He's just been tucked away in a part of LA that nobody talks about there in Anaheim. So, he's been in that neighborhood for a long time. So if he wanted to, he could really enjoy single life in Los Angeles.
He could. He could very well enjoy it. And maybe he has. And maybe this is all true. I mean,
you don't lie about being married.
Really? Where have you been?
If you're a single guy and a pro athlete in LA, do you lie about being married?
Well,
you might lie about being married. But
if you're married, you're lying and saying you're single.
Yes.
Versus,
you don't tell the world that you have a wife.
I see what you're saying.
But you can lie about being married if you're at the club and she's in Japan. There is a difference.
I don't know Shohei Ohtani. I've never met the man. Don't know what his personality's like. And maybe this is true, like a high school sweetheart or something.
Sure.
That, they finally, they get married on Zoom?
I imagine that he's probably got a pretty good jet.
Probably. But aren't they train in Arizona, the Dodgers?
Yes.
So, he's supposed to be in camp.
Well, he didn't say he got married yesterday.
I know, but he's just announcing it today.
Well, and during the off season, maybe some reporter said, hey, man, you're wearing a wedding ring. When did that happen? I don't know.
Yeah, well, could be.
It's possible.
Gold diggers. They're everywhere.
You seem jealous all of a sudden, like you had a chance.
Jealous? No.
You had no chance.
At Shohei?
No chance.
No. Wow. Just
none of your 5 daughters had a chance.
Well, that's a shame. That's too bad.
My daughter, who's in Arizona, no chance.
Only chance, Maggie's daughter. Kissed Patrick Mahomes in college.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, what happened? Said he wasn't a very good kisser.
Wow.
That's what she said. I'm like, so?
Well,
And
at the time, he didn't have that contract.
yeah,
but did he have his girlfriend at the time?
well, apparently they were on a break.
Yeah, they were on a break.
They were on a break.
So she was a rebound, huh?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. But does it really matter how you get there? Doesn't really matter, does it? Now we give her a lot of
crap
stuff about that. Yes.
Does she wear a Patrick Mahomes jersey?
No.
Does her fiance like the Chiefs?
No.
You should give him a Patrick Mahomes jersey as a wedding present.
No, her fiance is a big Texans geek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could still get him a Patrick Mahomes Texas Tech jersey.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
I mean,
He went to Texas Tech also.
Yeah, see, that'd be a good wedding present.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. With a big set of lips on it.
I wouldn't go that far.
Why not?
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh my goodness.
Still your daughter. Or your wife's daughter. That's yours.
Yeah.
You should get him a Patrick Mahomes jersey.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
That would.
Yeah.
It's a gift for both.
See, I hate to say this, but she's a big Philadelphia Eagle fan. Not really, but her father is, so.
Well, time to disown that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Time to disown that. Good Lord. We talk a lot about the spring football leagues and some of the rules that they have that could end up in the NFL. Talking with Daryl Johnston in Las Vegas, who's now running the UFL, talking to him when we did that Brahmas kickoff event. They are keeping the kickoff in the UFL, but the way they are doing it, it's going to be a kickoff from the 20-yard line.
Right.
And because their data shows injuries, while safety is certainly a concern, then there is not enough injury data to eliminate the kickoff. Like the NFL has essentially eliminated the kickoff. Where they have it, most of them are touchbacks. You don't get the return. You look at a guy like Brandon Aubrey, made it to the NFL because even from their kickoff point in the XFL, he was still putting it through the end zone and getting touchbacks.
Right.
He has that strong leg. You look at a guy like Turpin, was the XFL MVP, made it to the NFL because of his return abilities. So now there's talk amongst the NFL types that they like the way the XFL did their kickoffs and the way the UFL will do their kickoffs. There is momentum that could be the kind of kickoff rule that makes their way to the National Football League.
Well, you're talking about the one, though, I don't know what league it was, but where they're up there on the line. All the guys there where you kick off and you start blocking right away.
Yeah.
That's interesting, but I hope they do something because the kickoff's a big play. I mean, it can be, right? And I don't want them to take it away. Play just put up video here on the screen, and that's kind of cool. So the idea is you're not running full blast into the guy you're blocking or even tackling for that matter. So I guess I wouldn't be opposed to that, but it is getting some momentum, and we'll see what happens.
Well, and the idea of kickoff is, for the most part, in the NFL, one of the plays where, all right, you're all hyped up. Here's the game. Here's the kickoff. Here's a touchback.
Yeah.
You really don't get
nothing.
Right. So can they add excitement with safety in mind? And they're doing that. And the next step, I like the NFL, if they went to the onside kick rules that the spring leagues use, where you can either kick an onside kick legitimately or basically 4th and 15 from the 35-yard line or 4th and 12 from the 38-yard line. If you pick it up, you keep the ball. If not, it turnover on downs, which is essentially where the other team would have it if you try to an onside kick. So
I like that. I like that as well. Because the onside kick, I mean, you got a much better chance of making a 4th and 15, I think, than you do of recovering an onside kick, for goodness sake. So I like that idea.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
There are some things that you're seeing in spring football leagues that could end up in the National Football League rules wise, which means they would end up in college football, which means it would also end up in high school football.
Right.
So, and you got a test league for some of these rules, which I appreciate.
I think it's great.
The Houston Texans They had a hell of a draft last year and saw the fruits of that labor in year one with CJ Stroud and what Nick Caserio was able to do a year ago. First year is D'Amico Ryans as the head coach. So they walk into the combine in Indianapolis and, lots of questions for the Houston Texans that maybe weren't there the last couple of years. Nick Caserio with some interesting things to say at the combine. We'll talk about it coming up next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is set Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas with plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A four-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of four can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill, 11880 U.S. Highway 90, just 10 minutes from the Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hop on over to Family Dollar for everything Easter this year. Find great buys on pre-filled Easter baskets or craft your own with a variety of plushes, candies, and toys. Only at Family Dollar, helping you do more.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
When was the last time you went to the dentist? Need a new dentist? Hi, Jason Minix here. Go see my dentist at Smile Structure Dentistry and Braces. Smile Structure can handle all your dentistry needs, from general dentistry to oral surgery, orthodontics for the kids, or Invisalign for adults. Mention this ad, get a free exam and x-rays. Veteran owned with 5 San Antonio area locations. Learn more and book an appointment online at smilestructure.com. That's smilestructure.com.
Boot Barn is committed to supporting those who uphold the Western way of life. Denim plays a major role as a robust material that holds strong in a rugged environment. Since 1947, the Wrangler Authentic Western jeans have brought long-lasting denim to all who embrace the cowboy lifestyle. Boot Barn is proud to support this bold legacy, one that's just as iconic now as it was then. Wrangler at Boot Barn.
Progressive presents Precious Moments.
Yeah, I caught my first fish, Dad!
Great job, buddy. He's a beauty.
Thanks for taking me fishing. Love you, Dad.
I love you too, son.
The exchange you just heard didn't actually happen, but it could. Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive and you could use the savings to make sure the boat's always ready for those magical father-son moments. Who knows, maybe someday he'll actually like fishing. So keep the dream alive and the savings coming with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Here's something you won't hear from any other jeweler. Right now, when you buy a diamond at Diamonds Direct, we'll give you a free gold setting for it. Yes, a 14-karat classic solitaire setting in white gold or yellow gold at no charge with any natural diamond purchase. So all your money can go toward a bigger diamond while you still get the classic look she wants in that engagement ring. Another example of Diamonds Direct's extraordinary value. Or if you want to take it up to the next level, Diamonds Direct also has a fantastic selection of halo, pave, vintage, 3-stone, and other popular mountings. Or maybe she wants a designer ring, like the one she's seen on social media. Well, Diamonds Direct has those too. In fact, we are an authorized retailer for all the top designers from New York and California. Whichever setting you choose, you'll also be able to choose your finance plan. Diamonds Direct now has a wide range of finance options with attractive rates and terms up to 60 months, so you can get the ideal setting to fit your style with the ideal payment to fit your budget. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Store hours, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Due to phenomenal demand, the tour continues. Hosier presents the Unreal Unearthed Tour 2024. Live in San The new album, Unreal on Earth, is available everywhere. For more, visit Hosier.com.
Hey, it's Jim Rome, and it's great to be back in San Antonio. Join me weekdays at noon on my new home, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
UTSA Athletic Director Lisa Campos will join us in about 15 minutes from right now. Lisa Campos at 3:35 here on the Blitz. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The Houston Texans attracted a lot more attention this year at the Combine in Indianapolis than in years past. Now, obviously, last year, because they were picking at the top of the draft, there was a lot of, hey, Nick, what are you going to do? Is it Bryce? Is it CJ? But this year, they're attracting the attention because of the success they had.
Yeah.
You know, here's how to quickly turn a program around in a hurry. Hire the right coach and draft the right quarterback, and all of a sudden you can win games.
Not bad. A pretty good defensive guy as well. So
sure.
That was a surprise move. Remember how surprised all of us were. Goodness, when that happened. You take C.J. Stroud, and then, again, Texans are back on the clock after pulling off a trade.
It's Nick had a good time last year.
He did.
Although I find it interesting hearing Nick Caserio, the Houston Texans general manager, give his thoughts on what it's like at the Combine.
The Combine is interesting because it gives us an opportunity to really learn the players' stories. I'd say that's really the big thing. The on-field workouts, I mean, I think that's more for you all to watch and figure out who runs fast and who doesn't. But the next time we use how fast an offensive lineman ran a 40 in our evaluation, we'll be a first. So, but
yeah, that's interesting.
Uh-huh.
Right. So all of this stuff that we're seeing and the run times and all of that stuff, I guess general managers really don't give a damn.
I mean, somebody needs to let Gil Brandt know.
I guess so, right?
Because a lot of these, I know it really has turned into a made-for-TV event.
It has.
But because there's interest in it, because there's geeks like James Pledger who get overly excited over a 40 time or a high jump or watching a guy run routes. For GMs, though, I do think Nick Caserio is right to a degree. Now they're watching all of that stuff. They're watching how they interact amongst other players, with other people, just gauging interest. At the same time, though, they're paying attention to all that.
Yeah.
They're paying attention, although there's so much more on the individual workouts.
Well, I think just talking to the players, too. And I think, we were talking last week about Mike McCarthy and Mike Zimmer not going to the Combine. And a guy like Caserio is there, and D'Amico Ryans, and you wonder, I mean, seeing these, it's different seeing somebody face to face than on a computer screen. And so, you can argue either way. We argued the fact that they'll get more done there, yada, yada. It doesn't matter. But sometimes you get a better feel for a person when you can look them in the eye.
I think not to defend Mike McCarthy not going, because go, right? But if he feels like he could do more work at the Star as opposed to being there, because they will get face-to-face time on the official visits.
What work is he doing at the Star?
I don't know.
Exactly. I'm not sure either.
I mean, I don't know what a coach does in the offseason. I mean, I hope he's watching a lot of film with Mike Zimmer.
I'm sure
getting
he is.
An idea there of different player types and evaluating. Yep, let's watch all the cuts of, Mozzie Smith. We're going to watch every Mozzie Smith play from 4 different angles. Do we want to?
Well, that won't take long.
Well, all right. There's all kinds of things that I could see, because you're still going to go. Mike McCarthy last year spent very little time in Indianapolis. Basically, went and did his press conference and left. But he did go to a lot of the pro days of the players that they were targeting. And then also, how much influence do you actually have on the decision-making process when it comes to the draft? If it's very little, then you don't need to go to Indianapolis, right?
That's an interesting thought.
I mean, theories, and it's a theory. I mean, I know he'll have input.
Well,
but
why didn't you fire the guy?
Well, that's a whole nother topic.
It is.
That's a whole nother topic.
I'm not a McCarthy fan, but
I can't tell.
The dude was just, he was hosed completely.
Buy into us.
Okay.
I mean, it's just, you either extend the guy or fire him. And I think it's still extend him, and maybe that happens. Man, it just
Jason
seems
Garrett one
so
time was a lame duck coach and got a new contract. Then he was a lame duck coach, and this key card didn't work when he came in one day.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it could go either way. The fact that Mike Zimmer's contract is only 1 year.
Yeah.
I appreciate what the Cowboys are doing.
Well, of course you do.
No, of course I do. I would if Zimmer would have had a 3 or 4 year deal, I think that's worse for Mike McCarthy.
Why did Zimmer take a 1 year deal? I'm serious. It's a legit question. Who in the world, and maybe he's the only guy that would have.
And that's a possibility. All these other guys that we're talking about, I'm not giving you a contract longer than the current head coach. You guys go out and have success. Everybody's going to get an extension. If there's no success, then we're going to reevaluate at the end of the year, and all of you might be gone. I mean, I'm surprised that your reaction is this, because you are very much a prove it kind of person to earn your money.
I just, in this case, in the National Football League, I just think the Cowboys would have been better off either firing McCarthy and starting over with a different coaching staff completely, or extending the guy. I just, and I know it's the Cowboys way, but to me, that Cowboys way hasn't been working, obviously.
Well,
and it's time for something new. And I just don't think Mike McCarthy, especially with the holes that they have to fill this year, man, it just seems like a very difficult spot to put McCarthy in.
It is, but at the same time, I didn't think he would get fired because the success the offense had this year with Mike McCarthy's first year of calling plays. But in a results-oriented business, and Jerry wants playoff results, and you heard that from Steven earlier this week, and I expect when Jerry talks likely tomorrow on his bus, it will be along those same lines. We've got to have playoff success.
Right.
So you get playoff success, you get a new contract. If you don't, and the reason I'm okay with it, because I thought McCarthy should have been extended too, but when he wasn't, how do you have your defensive coordinator also with a longer contract? The fact that it came out yesterday that Mike Zimmer's contract is also 1 year, I'm okay with that, because everybody's in a prove-it basis. Everybody there have success, or ultimately you might not be back.
But it had to be a 1 year deal. There was no other way to do it.
Well,
you don't sign Mike Zimmer to a 3 year contract, and then you're really sticking it up McCarthy's behind.
I mean, they did that with Garrett when he was the coordinator. He had a longer contract than the head coach.
It doesn't mean that it's right.
Well,
I mean, it doesn't mean that it's right. And I just think with McCarthy, again, the window that Nick Caserio doesn't like is it's not as open as it was last year. And I just think it's unfortunate for this guy that he's got a coach for his job. If the Cowboys start out 2-2 this year.
Yeah. Every time they lose,
every
fire Mike.
Exactly. And it's unfair to Mike McCarthy.
Nobody likes a lame duck coach in that situation, but you bring up windows. And right now the window isn't as open as seemingly as it was at the end of the year, but we've got to see what they do in free agency. We have to see what they do in the draft. Or if you listen to Nick Caserio does not believe in windows whatsoever.
D'Amico has said this countless times. I've expressed this countless times. It's not about one person. It's not about one player. Every year is different. We're not really believers in windows, not really sure what that means. So it's about the 2024 season, trying to put the best team together. What are our options? We'll explore our options, and we'll try to make good decisions, good sound decisions that make sense for our team.
When you talk about the Texans, it's apples and oranges comparing it to the Cowboys. It is, because the Texans signed so many guys to 1 year contracts. So for them, yeah, it's a different team, and it's going to be. They'll sign some of those guys, but a lot of those guys won't come back. Cowboys are in a different situation. They've got a quarterback they want to sign. They got a defensive end that they want to sign. They've got a wide receiver they've got to sign. 3 huge contracts, and then you got to fill in. The Texans aren't in that scenario. It's completely different for them than it is for the Cowboys when you look at it on the face.
They got a lot of people they have to replace. So do the Cowboys.
But they don't have a quarterback that they have to sign to a $60 million contract. They don't have a wide receiver that they're going to pay $30 million to. They don't have a Micah Parsons that
they just have lesser contracts that they have to deal with.
Well,
I'm just saying that with the windows, your championship window, and Nick Caserio says he doesn't believe in them. He says, I don't even know what that means. That's dumb. But the reality is, everybody knows you have a championship window, and it's based on your quarterback play. Period.
Sure.
And for the Texans with C.J. Stroud, their window is widening where the Cowboys is coming down.
Well, and you've got to surround that quarterback. He can't do it on his own unless your name is Patrick Mahomes. So they've got to surround him with players.
That they do. Lisa Campos made some big news yesterday, some announcements about some big-time new facilities coming to the UTSA Roadrunner Athletic Department. We'll talk about it with the athletic director for UTSA, Lisa Campos, joins us next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, we're reacting to the Spurs' first game back at home against the Thunder. Plus, the NFLPA survey is out, and the Dallas Cowboys didn't score as well as you think that they did. The combine drills, they're starting, and we're ready to discuss. We start at 6 a.m. on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks. If you have downloaded the Prize Picks app and you're playing, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to those that think that there's something out of reach. If you want to play a game that your skill plays a role in, I want you to download Prize Picks because it's about more or less. It's not about winning and losing. Use your knowledge to pick out who is going to do the best and decide whether it's going to be more or less. A couple of clicks before you know it, you're playing the game. And it's all about the knowledge. Download Prize Picks. You'll see what I'm talking about. Basketball is in full swing. The tournament's just around the corner. There is no better way to apply your knowledge than Prize Picks. You know your guys. You know what they're capable of. Is it higher or lower? 2 or 3 clicks, more and more X's, more and more money. And if you download Prize Picks now and use the word Alamo in your promo code, there's $100 to play with. More or less, a couple of clicks, go do it. It's Prize Picks. Start play today. Thank me later.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. The ugly truth is when you buy a timeshare, you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. I recently helped a couple that had their maintenance fees go from $800 to $3,200 a year. They also received a $4,000 assessment for a hurricane that was over 1,000 miles away. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is this never ends. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Let our team keep your home running comfortable and worry-free. Call on Mr. Electric for all your electrical needs. 210-248-2026. Or get a hold of us online at MrElectric.com and enter your zip code.
License number TECL 34221.
Do you have failing or missing teeth? Hi, I'm Dr. Andrew Mueller, Chief Oral Surgeon at Doctor's Implants.
I had missing teeth. I had crowns. I had partials.
There was no to walk into my bathroom every morning to see my teeth in a container.
At Doctor's Implants, replacing your teeth with full mouth dental implants might be the long-term solution you're looking for.
The 6-Hour Smile is a permanent full mouth teeth replacement. Your new smile will be custom designed to fit your face and lifestyle and will look and function just like regular teeth. You won't need to remove them from your mouth overnight, and you won't need adhesive to keep them in place. Eat freely and smile confidently again. Research them at doctorsimplants.com. Receive a complimentary doctor's consultation and CT scan when you call 210-640-0000. Again, that's 210-640-0000.
Home of the 6-Hour Smile.
Tonight at 8:30, it's the Heat and Nuggets. The NBA lives on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jay Semenix. The UTSA Roadrunners announced some big things happening over there on campus, some big projects that they've been talking about for a long time coming together over there, $57 million in facilities that they're about to invest. Let's talk about it with UTSA Athletic Director, Dr. Lisa Campos, joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Dr. Campos, appreciate you taking the time on this Thursday afternoon.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
So I know we've heard about these practice facilities before for basketball and volleyball. So that was about, $35 million as I'm reading through this. The other facilities that are coming along, you guys have been busy over there.
We sure have been. We've been talking about the basketball, volleyball practice facility for about 2 years, and we just got it passed through the board, and we're going to get shovel and ground. I'm optimistic by the end of this year. My facilities folks tell me wait till January 2025, but we know that a shovel is definitely going into the ground. And then we have some other dollars to invest in some other of our priority projects.
Dr. Campos, good to talk to you again. And I'm glad to see that some of this stuff is moving forward. And it's obviously, as you know, it's needed. You guys have worked hard for this. How tough is it not to move at lightning speed with stuff like this? Be patient until all the ducks are in a row.
Yeah, patience is not a strength of mine, so it has been a bit challenging, but I understand the process. I understand, we got to get the funding, we got to get board approval, we got to go through the design phase, all of those things that go into it. But at the end of the day, we know that yesterday's announcement is really moving us in the right direction, and it's moving us in a direction to get shovels in the ground.
And when you talk about practice facilities for basketball and for volleyball, everybody asks the same question. Well, what about the Convocation Center? When are we going to get a new actual game arena?
Yeah, everyone is very interested in that. And of course, that's more of a longer range plan. We know that right now, our training facilities are really paramount. We hear it from our coaches all the time. We hear it from our student athletes, from our prospective student athletes, that they want to know, when can I train any time of the day? How do I have access to training facilities to master my craft? And that's, whether it's practicing free throws or the 3-point line or whatever it is, that they want unlimited access to a training facility. So that's why we focused really on player development areas. And, the Convocation Center, it's a great place to play. It has great bones, but that is obviously, something in the long run that we got to pay attention to.
Lisa, when you talk to student athletes and is that something that's important to them? Do they tell you that, or you share with them the plans that you have and they say, well, that's great, and that's maybe the final straw to going to UTSA or Texas State?
Yeah, absolutely. Facilities, since I got here 6 years ago, we heard it very loud and clear from student athletes and from coaches: facilities, facilities, facilities. Now, obviously, that was before NIL. So I'm sure if we surveyed the students and the coaches now, NIL and facilities would both be the most pressing priorities. But we just heard it from day one that we have to focus on facilities. And, I think in that announcement, we talked about in the last 5 years, we've invested $63 million in facilities. The race building I'm sitting in today, Park West, some of the other minor renovations we've done to all of our facilities. So we're really proud that in the last 5 years, every one of our sport programs has had some sort of renovation done to their current facility. Now it's that next step of those player development areas.
UTSA Athletic Director Dr. Lisa Campos joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. So we've got the basketball and volleyball practice facility that soon will have shovels in ground. I like that term. We know when we talk with Jeff Traylor a lot during the football season, getting some sort of indoor facility is a priority for him. Where do we stand on that for Coach Traylor?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually were joking via text earlier today. Is it indoor or is it a pavilion? I think he says indoor because he can't say pavilion. Like he can't pronounce vehicle. Or maybe it is really his internal dream of indoor. But, we've always talked about this pavilion, right? We built it in to phase one of race. COVID hit. It didn't quite happen. But that's still a huge priority for us, is to have some sort of covered structure. And then the other thing is, we talk about indoor. We've also looked at a bubble. A lot of institutions, a lot of sport programs, football programs practice in a bubble. And that's another thing that we're going to continue to explore. But it is a priority, and we're going to continue to figure out how to make that a reality.
Lisa, I mean, a big part of your job is overseeing the athletic department, obviously, but when you're talking about money and raising money and getting money for these facilities, how difficult of a job is that?
Oh my goodness. You know what? It's something we focus on every single day. I feel like majority of my time is spent on how do we find the revenue sources to put into these facilities. And, even this plan of the $57 million, it's still going to take fundraising, right? We're going to finance some of this, which means that we still have to fundraise. And in order to do all of the projects that we want to do, there's going to be major fundraising. And again, I'm so appreciative of the university. They have supported this in a big time way. The county, the city have supported this, and our community continues to support this. So we're still going to be knocking on doors and asking for donations for these facilities.
With that in mind, and I'll circle back on Pavilion in a moment. With the and forgive me for not remembering the exact term, but I know that you guys went to the students to raise the athletic fees, and they voted that down. Are these the projects that would have helped speed those along, and you were able to find the money somewhere else, or is this all right? We didn't get that passed, but we figured out other ways to get these same facilities done in short order.
Yeah, the student fee was more about our operational dollars, right? Our operational budget. That we're still competing with programs, going into the American, we're competing with programs that have $70-80 million budgets. For the first time ever, we've hit about a $50 million budget. So that student fee was really more about supporting the entire athletics program, particularly the operating budget. So sort of separate budgets. You got your operations, the day-to-day, what it takes to fulfill this, our mission of giving our student athletes and our community a great experience. And then you got your other bucket of facilities. And so these were two parallel paths. The student fee was really more about our day-to-day operations.
Interesting. Lisa, I've got to ask you this because we haven't had a chance to talk to you since the football season ended. But when you hear Jeff Traylor's name mentioned for just about every opening across the country, how scary is that for you?
Well, if anyone's seen, do a comparison picture of me 6 years ago to today, I think I've got a few more gray hairs because of Coach Traylor. But no, in all seriousness, it's flattering. It just demonstrates what he has done for this football program, for this athletics program, for the university, for the city of San Antonio, that it's really flattering. And we know we'd rather be talking about this, right, than the other alternative of no one wanting our coach. That it's just a testament to what he's done and how highly thought of he is. And we're just really lucky to have him as our head coach.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
And we got to teach him how to say pavilion. I remember when he was trying to make the Ansira commercial and he couldn't say vehicle. What other words can Jeff not say?
Well, let's work on pavilion.
All right, so we'll go pavilion. And as I think of pavilion, there's no walls. It's covered, so if it's raining, you could still be out there. But if the wind is blowing, it could still be cold. So I think maybe Jeff Traylor's just trying to instill indoor in you that he wants walls. When you explore a bubble, and
I think you're right.
Well, yeah, because he likes to wear shorts to work, and if it's windy and cold. That's uncomfortable. You just might not get wet. See, I think he really wants indoor, not pavilion. But you say a bubble, and I think about a lot of facilities, the Houston Texans. I've been in their bubble before. There are some high schools that have bubbles. I don't know the expense of bubbles versus a pavilion, but knucklehead question, but are practice bubbles overly expensive?
Yeah, ironically, from a one-time cost perspective, it would be less expensive than building a pavilion. But then the bubbles, they require more maintenance. You're heating it, you're cooling it. But again, at the end of the day, our goal is to protect our student athletes from the elements and Coach Traylor. I better we want to protect him from the elements.
No doubt. Plus, bubbles look cool, Lisa. I mean, you see that out there in a bubble. It's cool looking.
Think of all the advertising you could put on that.
Yeah, right.
Well, raise money.
That's right. Yeah. So, again, we're going to continue to keep our options open. Tomorrow, if someone gave us a $10 million check, we can that would make it easy to figure out which direction we go in. But we're going to, again, continue to fundraise and to explore all these parallel paths of getting, whether it's a pavilion, an indoor, or a bubble for Jeff and the team.
Yeah, he wants walls. I think that's the bottom line. He wants walls. Lisa Campos joining us here on the Blitz. Speaking of Jeff Traylor and that football program, the schedule for next football season got released today. I don't know if you've had a chance to visit with Coach Traylor about this, but when I look at this schedule, I see double-digit wins on this schedule.
Coach and I talk a lot about the schedule. He loves to temper expectations. I'm not a kind of AD who puts a number on a season for our coaches. They put enough pressure on themselves. But I'm with you. My money's always going to be on Jeff Traylor, and we can do some really great things this year.
Lisa, does it ever, and not that we're here to over glorify Jeff Traylor, but we love the guy. I know you love him. San Antonio loves the guy too. But with the NIL issues that UTSA has, obviously it's a struggle. And I know it's a struggle for a lot of schools, but the fact that he still gets top-notch students here, football players here, is a testament to him that they want to come play for him still, and that still matters. Do you see that?
Absolutely. And not even getting top-notch players, but retaining his current roster. I mean, when you look across the country, he is just the best at retaining his current roster. The guys love playing for him. They love the culture. They love San Antonio. They love the support that they get from our great city. And a lot of credit, to April and to Martin and to Bob, that they are working their tails off out there, raising NIL dollars for our student athletes, and we're so appreciative of that. But Jeff creates a really special culture for these guys, and so to your point, he can recruit, his staff can recruit, but they can also retain.
Absolutely, and getting it done, and again, you guys have done. It's crazy to think when you got here where this program was. I think about where it was right before you got here, but the quick rise, and now in the American, the expectations, the facilities, the money that's been coming in, and then the expectation, which leads me to a question that probably isn't one you want to talk about right now, Dr. Campos, but you look at that men's basketball program, and I know Coach Henson, last year you didn't extend him, so we spent a lot of time talking about Mike McCarthy in the final year of his contract being a lame duck coach. This basketball team, 10-19 on the year, although coming off of a nice win. What's the future for men's basketball at UTSA?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to our men's program, despite the record. I mean, you can tell these students, these athletes are just playing their hearts out. There's no one who wants to win more than the coaches, more than the student athletes. And, they've just hung tight with a lot of these programs that have been top 25 and taken Memphis and FAU to overtime and beating North Texas. And so there's no quits in their fight right now. So I'm just really proud of how they've continue to fight, and who knows, maybe they make a run in the tournament. But, as I tell, everyone, I evaluate throughout the season, throughout the years, and final evaluations all through until the season's over. And then that's when Coach and I will have conversations.
In your job description, Lisa, it's got to be that one you'd probably like to X out, wouldn't you? I mean, having to make decisions on coaches and whether to retain or whether to let go.
We're such a close family here in our department, and anytime there's change, that's always hard because this is a people business, and we build great relationships, and we're really close with one another. And it just has an effect, a rippling effect. Whether it's on families, whether it's on student athletes. So it's never easy to make change, and if it is, then I would question someone's heart.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But in the position you're in, tough decisions have to be made. That's the bottom line. And, whether you're talking about a coach's job or you're figuring out where to apply some of the money that's coming in for what facility and having to prioritize them, because I imagine every coach thinks they should be the top priority, right?
Absolutely. I love that you recognize, yes, every day there's tough decisions to be made in this seat. But you know what? On the other side of that is we just have a lot of fun supporting our coaches, supporting our student athletes, winning championships, watching them compete. So that I'll never complain about that. This is one of the best jobs in America.
Dr. Lisa Campos, Athletic Director at UTSA. I know you have an extremely busy schedule. Appreciate you taking some time with us this afternoon.
Hey, I appreciate the time. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it. Lisa Campos on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Interesting comments, and she does have a tough job in a lot of respects.
Sure.
I mean, the fundraising, what the money's going to go to, who stays, who goes. But it is going to be interesting. And look, Steve Henson's a great guy.
He is.
And his job is tough, man. And you talked about the convocation center. Can you imagine bringing a possible recruit and saying, here's where you're going to be playing ball? And it's like, okay.
I know, and he's gone, so I feel bad saying, but I know Brooks Thompson used to say, we never brought him to campus.
Yeah.
We'd bring recruits in and go to the Riverwalk.
Exactly.
Now they'll have that practice facility,
Right.
which be nice. I just don't know that Steve Henson's going to be the head coach that gets to show that thing off when he's there. 10-19, although they compete, but they're not winning. And he had 1 year to, based on last year. I don't know. I mean, again, a good tournament run, maybe that saves his job. And I appreciate her honesty as much as she could say in that case, as she evaluates throughout the year, but final evaluation at the end, and a good tournament run. In talking to the players, the things that she just said, but she also said tough decisions have to be made, and
that's
she
her
certainly could do it. As far as that football schedule, if you guys haven't seen it yet, let me pull it up here. They open up in the Alamo Dome on August 31st against Kennesaw State.
Where is Kennesaw State?
I'm going to guess it's, I don't know. And I don't know, it feels like it'd be in a Carolina or something like that. I have no idea where Kennesaw State is. We could look that up really quick.
Georgia.
It's in Georgia.
Okay.
Close to the Carolinas.
All right.
Then they're at Texas State, at Texas.
Two fun games, obviously, back to back.
And then they have a home game on September 21st against Houston Christian.
Okay.
Then they're at East Carolina, at Rice, home against Florida Atlantic, at Tulsa, home against Memphis, home against North Texas, home against Temple, and then they close the regular season at Army. Honestly, I look at double-digit wins here.
Well,
you and I were going through the schedule earlier. In conference play, Rice, they went to a bowl game last year. They played Texas State in a bowl game, but I think they were 6-7. Memphis was good. Outside of that, everybody had a losing record.
Well, as Nick Caserio says, though, every year is different.
Well, every year is different, but I'm looking even at their home schedule. North Texas is a rivalry game. That'd be fun.
Memphis will be tough.
Memphis will be, to me, that's the marquee game on their schedule.
Well, besides
is
Texas,
Memphis.
obviously.
Well, at home schedule.
Sure.
Yeah, Memphis is the
the
one game, November 2nd. Man, that's the game I want to go to in the Alamo Dome. Temple will be interesting. The other part is I'm looking at this. Let's see. At Tulsa, at Army. So those are the only two times they leave Texas, if I'm reading this right.
At Army, at Tulsa, at East Carolina.
At East Carolina. So they leave the state
3 times.
And the only bad weather game that they're going to have looks like at Army. Yeah. Tulsa weather, October 26th.
Hard to tell.
Hard to tell. But outside of that.
Well, I mean, let's look at it. We just a couple minutes. Kennesaw State's a win. At Texas State, depends. I mean, I think that could be a hell of a game. But UTSA should win that game.
Yeah.
So at Texas, that's an easy UTSA win.
Oh,
obviously.
Shut up. Shut up. So they're going to start 2-1.
Okay.
Then they get a bye with Houston Christian, so 3-1. East Carolina, they should win. That's 4-1. I was at the East Carolina game last year in the Dome. That was a bad team. At Rice, they should win that one. So now they're 5-1. Florida Atlantic wasn't very good last year, so we'll 6-1. At Tulsa,
that's tough to say.
That's tough. But let's give them 7.
Okay.
Memphis, based on last year's records, let's call that a loss. They'll beat North Texas. They'll beat Temple. Army at Army.
They should beat Army, although Army beat them last year.
And beat them pretty handily with an aerial attack. 10-2.
Okay.
I'm looking at this schedule thinking 10-2.
Well, you figure 10-2 wins the conference.
10-2 probably
or
wins
at least
the conference.
get you into the championship game for sure.
When you think about the American Conference, the big dogs in that conference aren't on the schedule. They're not playing those teams until we get into the conference championship game, which could be in the Alamo Dome.
Could very well be. That would be fun.
No pressure, Jeff.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
No pressure, Jeff Traylor. But look at that schedule. I mean, 9-3.
Yeah, why not?
Or 10-2. I mean,
just get into the conference championship game. All right, that's the deal. Tulane in they're going somewhere, right? I got to look at
you got to figure out where everybody is with all the movement.
Changes so much, right?
SMU is gone.
SMU's gone.
Thank goodness. I think Tulane is still there.
So
in New Orleans.
Be interesting.
1991 Freedom Ride says, Joe, don't jinx UTSA season, especially without Harris this year.
What did I say?
I don't know.
They're going to win?
I mean, I just put 10 wins on them.
Yeah.
If anybody's jinxing them, it's me.
That's all right.
Although you said Texas was an easy win.
That's what I said.
That's what you said.
Well, of course.
Piece
of cake.
Yeah, Sark's going to put that on a bulletin board.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
that
cupcake
goofball
team.
in San Antonio.
Yeah.
He
Ryan
said
Eagle.
Easy win.
Yes.
I got to go to that Texas State game. That'll be a hell of a weekend.
That will be.
Woo.
For you. Who are you going to root for?
Wow.
Your alma mater?
Nah, that was so long ago.
You show up in your old Southwest Texas T-shirt.
I might.
Get a sideline pass be down there with GJ.
Wow, that'd be awesome. I bet I could get a sideline pass.
I'm sure you could.
Absolutely.
Write a big enough check, they'll do anything for you.
Yeah, they will. Yes, they will.
Pledge is about to have an orgasm on the other side of the glass because of a headline that he just saw. We will explain coming up next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house. They've added extra outlets in the garage. They put a spotlight over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. They do fantastic work and have for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. Whatever your project is, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. And there's never a service charge and always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done, whether it's a business project, commercial project, or something that you need taken care of at the house. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
Riding home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right?
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, pass me the intercom thingy.
Attention shoppers. If you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Don't pay for water, pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods.
Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Honey, come here, quick.
What is it?
Shh, check it out. The prices on all these highly rated tequilas are amazing. Total Wine must have made a mistake.
Nope, they always have the best deals in town. Remember that amazing reposado your sister brought over last week? See, it's right here.
Whoa, that's a low price. I mean, whoa, that's a low price.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. B21.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. there is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The way the NBA season is going in San Antonio, you need to find a way to add excitement to watching those games. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. The way to do that is by playing at Underdog Fantasy. Go download the Underdog Fantasy app and start playing the Pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players from at least 2 different teams. Select whether they will be higher or lower on stats, and if your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. It is fantasy, but legal in Texas. So download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up, use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. Plus, they'll give you a mystery special pick to use on your first pick-em entry. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR at UnderdogFantasy.com.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have, because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, picturing yourself moving in and calling it home, and quite another navigating the world of price negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. An agent who's a Realtor can make understanding that world easier. Realtors have the expertise, access to proprietary data, and tools to help you get from imagining living somewhere to actually doing it. That's the kind of help we can provide, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Cowboys are on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
There is a report out this afternoon that the Houston Texans have emerged as the top destination spot for one Saquon Barkley. We'll see how that plays out. The news not so good for Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. A judge has upheld the decision requiring Cowboys owner Jerry Jones to take a paternity test as part of a legal dispute with a 27-year-old woman who says the billionaire is her biological father.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Thursday afternoon.
Howdy.
Howdy. Howdy. Your howdy was a little rough there.
It
man.
was a little rough. Howdy.
Howdy.
Howdy. See, now that's just, I hope he's improved since then. Mike Elko. Good. Howdy. How you doing?
Howdy. So all of a sudden he's howdy, and then he turns into Joey from Friends. How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Howdy. How you doing? It's just, you know, when you somebody at the other side of a restaurant, howdy. Good to see you.
Howdy.
You say it like that
Don't
in
you
a
ever do
restaurant?
that? Yeah, howdy.
Howdy.
Good to see you.
Howdy.
You say howdy, Bill Taylor.
Bill, why is it windy out here?
What's the weather going to be like this weekend?
Mm-hmm. Pledge wants to know, is Bill talking to himself?
Yeah.
Anybody that knows Bill Taylor does ask that question often.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, you'll see him over in the weather center, and he's just practicing. It's called rehearsal. You know, He's got to practice on that green wall because down here in Catula and up here in
it gets animated.
Oh yeah, very much so.
You know what? And in all seriousness, what is respectful for weather folks is that they know all the counties. I mean, you got to really study that. I mean, there's a lot of counties in Texas, especially around these parts. You got to know which all of them are.
All right.
I mean, that's tough.
Think about sports guys. You got to know all the mascots.
Sure.
Don't you?
Do you know all of them? When you say all of them, what does that encompass?
Within your area, you're gonna know all of them.
I know a lot of them. Yeah.
You know, I won't say I know all. I think the only one that does is Craig Way.
Craig Way knows all of them,
and he's probably had dinner or some sort of snack or a speeding ticket in most of those counties.
Yeah, probably so. Right.
If you know Craig, I can name most of them.
Yeah,
I can name most of them. Now, admittedly, some of the newer schools I have no idea.
Okay,
but for most of the schools, I can tell you their mascot. I can tell you their coach. I can tell you their star players.
Oh wow! Around here or everywhere?
Yeah, everywhere.
Really?
Yeah. It's a sickness.
Like, should we test you?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you could. I mean, you can't. I can lie to you, and you're going to go, okay.
Well, no, I would actually look it up so I know what the hell I'm talking about.
Well, that'd be a first.
No, I know a lot of things. I'm saying the mascots, you know, around these parts.
Yeah, now we're getting cheese ball ones on the YouTube. Clemens Buffaloes.
Of course.
I mean,
somebody asked you if you knew Clemens?
Literally. It's right there. Chris Courtney wants to know about Clemens. They're the Buffaloes.
Yeah.
What else you want to know?
Oh, I mean, give him a tough one.
It is. Lee Volunteers. I don't know.
Now, what's Piper?
That's one of the new schools.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they're the Warriors.
The Warriors.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, see, Pledge would know that because he's from those parts.
He drives past it all the time. The D'Hanis Cowboys. Come on.
How about it? Yeah.
What's D'Hanis?
D'Hanis.
What is your... This went south in a hurry?
Yeah, it did.
Waxahachie.
They got a weird... They're one of those weird ones there.
Now, see, on our YouTube page, Bubba Rivas reminds me that you have to pick your racing team, your F1 team.
What?
Yeah, that was something that RJ and I did today, and he was wanting me to get involved in. Apparently, there's some Netflix special.
Okay.
And I can't remember even what it is now, but
I'm sure it's about F1.
Well, yeah, but I drive faster. I don't know what it is, something like that.
Well, I'm glad you paid attention this morning on the cuddle.
I picked a team because apparently the season begins on Saturday.
Oh, it does?
Yes, and it runs
wait a minute.
through November.
The racing season?
I'm going by what RJ said.
Or the Netflix series. Because
no, the Netflix series has been...
Well, how much of an off season do they get? Because didn't they just have F1 going on in Vegas in November?
Dude, but this is like a league. I don't know. I have no clue.
Okay.
Like the man wanted me to pick a team. I picked the team.
And you don't even know the teams.
He said for you to pick. Well, this one dude I picked has a cool name.
Max Verstappen?
No, no.
Who'd you pick?
I couldn't even tell you what it is now. But it's the Aston Martin team.
Well, I want the Mercedes team.
I think RJ already picked them.
So he went with the Dallas Cowboys of...
I don't even remember who he picked.
Because didn't somebody...
Dude, it was in the morning.
I mean, it was literally today, right?
It was?
But
felt like it was a week ago.
Did you not... Didn't somebody just leave a team like the Ferrari team to go to the Mercedes team because they're the best in this business? Where I would have thought Ferrari was there.
I'll have to. RJ's going to have to tell you.
I don't know enough about F1. Goldfinger wants to know the Cuero mascot. It's the Gobblers. Come on, that's easy. But
Gobbler's Knob.
No, that's
just
different.
The Gobblers.
They're just the Gobblers. The Spirit team, however. But do you have
yeah
somebody out there help with with F1 teams. I have no idea about F1.
What? Look it up. You Google it. That's what I did.
All right. Well, Pledge Googled all kinds of things. Red Bull comes up.
Well, because he wants you to pick Red Bull.
All right.
So pick Red Bull.
That's
Is that what you're going with?
Is that the Verstappen team? All right.
Verstappen.
Yes. He's pretty good at this racing thing.
Well, I
I
hope he's not Verstappen very often.
Max.
Oh my goodness.
All right, I'm taking Max. Rudolph says, I listened to the cuddle this morning. RJ was bullying JR to be more millennial.
Millennial? Does that make you millennial by being an F1 fan?
I have no idea.
I don't either. And if that's what makes me more millennial, I'm not in. I'll just be an old dude.
You got to be a soccer guy too.
No,
that's the.
I'm not going to be that either.
You're gonna be a hipster.
Yeah, I know.
I have no idea.
So you're picking the Red Bull?
Sure.
All right, there you go.
Are they
Red
good?
Bull.
Are they good? All right. I mean,
they're like the 2000s Yankees.
They're like
the Jeter
what?
Yankees, the early years.
Well, I mean, are they like the 2000 Yankees or are they like the Yankees now?
No, the ones with Jeter that won all the titles.
Are they winning or not winning?
They win everything.
Okay, well then good. That apparently is my team. I don't want a team that used to win like the Cowboys or the Yankees that don't win now.
That's Mercedes.
But Mercedes just went all in and bought somebody, right? Didn't they just make a trade or sign somebody?
And by Verstappen.
Who left Ferrari or whatever to go to Mercedes? I thought that's what you were looking up. I realize that there's news that you want us to get to that's given you
No, it's fine.
Quite a
gobbler's knob.
It was Lewis Hamilton left.
I'm just saying, Pledge can't stand up
Ferrari.
in the studio right now on camera. He's very excited about some news that we're about to tell you. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton, didn't he? He's the one, right?
Yeah, but that was
wait, no,
3-4 years ago.
He
that
left
Verstappen
Mercedes.
overtook him.
So Hamilton left Mercedes to go to Ferrari, right? So yeah, Mercedes is no good. So should I go Ferrari or should I go with the Red Bull types? You guys decide. Let me know on the YouTube.
I don't remember who RJ took. I think he took Mercedes. I don't remember. I took Aston Martin because the dude's name is Lance Stroll. And apparently the guy is the son of the owner of this particular one, so he can do whatever he wants. He's not very good. But I was told that Fernando Alonso is the GOAT, and he drives for Aston Martin.
All right, so you're Aston Martin.
Yes.
I'm taking Verstappen.
He'll be Verstappen a lot. Dude, I'm going to use that.
What? Max. He's my guy.
Verstappen.
Yep.
Verstappen for some Cokes. Verstappen for a hot dog at the convenience store.
You're an idiot sometimes.
We have fun with that name.
Uh-huh. So Bubba Rivas says Ferrari is RJ's team. So he went with the
Ferrari,
the Lewis guy, right?
Lewis Hamilton.
So you just said he took Mercedes.
No, I said that. I didn't know. So he's Ferrari.
So I can't
What's
take
the same
Ferrari.
thing?
It's really
The
not.
hell?
Ferrari and Mercedes
You're
are not the
taking
same.
Red Bull.
Well, apparently.
There you go. You're in.
Why wouldn't you want those stats?
I that's who I said originally, and everybody's trying to talk me out of it. Well, you were.
I was not. I've literally only said Red Bull to you.
Yeah, well, see, that's it. I did not know Verstappen drove for Red Bull. You could have said, yes, that's a good choice. Take it. Instead, you're like, no, take the Red Bull team. All right.
So you're taking the Red Bull team.
I'm taking Verstappen, whoever the hell's sponsoring them.
There you go. Red Bull.
But
You're in.
apparently, Verstappen and Red Bull are one and the same in this context.
So we're coming to your house to watch the race this Saturday?
Probably not. Probably won't be on.
You better put that brisket on. Let's go.
Well, aren't these races like really early in the morning?
Dude, I have no idea.
Yeah, typically they're done by like 9 o'clock.
Done by 9 o'clock?
Yeah, you when it's football season time, those races are over before pre-games even start.
Oh, well, that's good. Probably not. I'm probably not going to get up to watch, but I'm sure RJ will let us know in the group that I've won again. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Pledge. You should take yourself off the screen with what's going on over there, James, but we'll explain his excitement coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First, though, I want to talk about life's unexpected curveballs. You ever been hit with challenges that kind of leave your smile in the dust? Well, I've got some uplifting news for you this afternoon from Doctor's Implants. You know, life can throw some serious hurdles our way, and at Doctor's Implants, they meet patients every day facing the fallout of medical conditions causing their teeth to go south. But here's the scoop. At Doctor's Implants, they are on a mission to bring back your smile no matter what life's thrown your way. So if health-related dental problems have been holding you back, don't lose hope. Doctor's Implants is your ticket to a fresh start. You can check them out at doctorsimplants.com. And get this, when you dial them up at 210-640-0000, mention that I sent you, Joe Reinigle from the Blitz. That's your key to a complimentary consultation and CT scan. Call them today. Get the journey underway. 210-640-0000.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is set. Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas. With plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill, 11880 U.S. Highway 90, just 10 minutes from the Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders with Navage Nasal Care. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
When liberal Alan Schoolcraft served in the Texas House in the 80s and 90s, Schoolcraft voted for every Democrat House Speaker over and over again. Liberal Schoolcraft also donated thousands to Democrat Henry Cuellar, and liberal Schoolcraft authored legislation to double fees, but never cut taxes or protect life. In his last losing campaign in 1992, the San Antonio Express-News actually retracted their endorsement of Schoolcraft because he was caught lying about his opponents. Now, liberal Schoolcraft is lying about conservative John Campos and running with a dangerous plan that defunds Guadalupe and Gonzales County schools and hikes your taxes by $2 billion. Let liberal liar Alan Schoolcraft keep enjoying his retirement from politics. Conservative John Campos is endorsed by the NRA, Texas Alliance for Life, and every police group. Campos cut property taxes a historic $18 billion and increased border funding by 630% to shut down Biden's open border. If it's conservative, John Campos gets it done.
Political ad paid for by the John Campbell campaign.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hike the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. I don't know if this qualifies for a breaking news sounder for you, Pledge, but it's all about James Pledger and the orgasm that he's having over there. Or, as I saw somebody write in the YouTube comments, a pledgegasm.
Oh, my gosh. The thought of that. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, thanks. Who wrote that?
Let me go find it.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's yeah. Pledge, y'all excited? I imagine Extra Innings with Pledge tonight will be an hour about Saquon Barkley wanting, apparently, the Houston Texans. And from a very reputable source, Aaron Wilson, Money Paradox called it a pledgegasm. And it's continuing here. The thought that Saquon Barkley, apparently the top of his wish list is the Houston Texans.
Yeah, well, that's good. And apparently he's had conversations with C.J. Stroud, according to that report. So that'd be very exciting for the Texans, I think. My goodness, to get a top-notch running back like that to pair with what they've already got.
Well, and that's a team with money. Is it not? I mean,
yeah.
The question will be, will Nick Caserio spend that kind of money on a running back position? When you look at the number of, the free agent running backs that went over 1,000 yards last year, and there is a handful of them.
Yeah.
And it's rare that seemingly all of those guys could be on different teams next year, from Pollard to Saquon Barkley to Derrick Henry. I mean, all these guys could switch teams because there's not a market for running backs. But if you find a team like Houston who has plenty of money under the cap, is Saquon saying, hey, look, with a quarterback like C.J. Stroud, because, you look at what I've been playing with, and you've got some receivers there. Their offensive line's in pretty good shape. He'd be worthy of the investment. Well, and I didn't think they had a bad running game last year, even though it wasn't a highly touted running game.
I thought they had a good running game last year. I don't know what you're talking about, though. I mean, you're going to get up to the $10 million plus, 3-year contract. I mean, how high would Houston go? That's what I would want to know. They're going to pay him $12 million per. I mean, McCaffrey gets 16, right? So is Saquon worth $12 million per, $36 million 3-year contract? Because I imagine that's what Saquon wants. He doesn't want, something short term. A 3-year deal would probably be adequate.
When you look at, man, I just don't know what the running back market is.
Nobody does.
To be honest, the answer to that, I look at Saquon and his age, and I would say, yeah, he's good for a contract like that. But, is it going to be 3 years and $24 million as opposed to 36? Or
30 million.
I just don't know that. Oh, Saquon's 27.
Yes.
So he's going to fall off the cliff in 2.5 years.
Well, that's perfect.
That's the problem with running backs. Well, not for 36 million. The problem is, and it unfortunately started with Zeke and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
You get a contract and you fall off the cliff almost immediately.
Yeah.
Your production goes way down, which is why the running back market has changed so considerably. If I'm a running back, and I hate saying this but 6 to 8 million per year might be too much. Now, have a ton of incentives in there, but even then, that might be good for this year, but in 3 years, when he turns 30 and isn't getting it done, and when you, the good news is that contract's going to be gone about the time you have to pay CJ, who, if he continues on the trend he is going to break the bank, and they're going to have to pay Anderson, and they're going to have to pay, and they're going to, so right now you can afford to overspend a little bit on a running back, because you've got a quarterback on a rookie deal.
Sure. And is Barkley the guy that they need, though? I mean, is he the guy that puts them over the top? Because, look, they had an adequate running game this year, and they did. And that guy, if I'm not mistaken, is on a rookie deal. So why do you not just stay with that? It was a Singletary.
He was a 1-year deal.
1-year deal. So
he was a free agent on a 1-year deal. He's now a free agent again.
Okay. So you don't have anybody. Barkley makes sense. It would be a big splash for the Texans for sure. It's just a matter of what he wants and what you're willing to pay.
It's of the free agent running backs, where do you rank Saquon?
I would have to rank him at the top.
I mean, him or Jacobs are 1 and 2, right?
Sure. But who would you rather have, Jacobs or Barkley? And that's a tough call.
I mean, to me, it's one and the same.
Sure. And then Derrick Henry's right in there somewhere.
Yes and no. I mean, I look at Derrick Henry in a different light, because how old is Derrick Henry? I feel like he's older, and he's got so much wear and tear.
Oh my gosh.
Because he was the offense in Tennessee.
He was.
And so if I'm doing a 1-year deal with Derrick Henry, who is 30, then maybe. But I wouldn't do a 3-year deal with Derrick Henry. I would do a 3-year deal with Saquon, a 3-year deal with Jacobs, a 3-year deal with Tony Pollard. But in the 5 to 6, maybe 8 range per year, with, quite frankly, not a lot of that guaranteed money. I would not have a lot of guaranteed money in a contract for any of these running backs.
You give them a signing bonus if you're going to pay them that. I don't think Saquon's going to go anywhere for $5 or $6 million a year.
I don't know that he's going to have an option.
Well, he may not.
I mean, that's the thing is
I think you might be surprised for a guy like that. And I just heard you say something. So if the Cowboys offered Tony Pollard a 3-year deal, you're good with that?
At 5 per.
Okay.
At 6 per, because I think that's the range. And I think that's the range last year that he turned down. And so he made $10 million, but if he comes back and gets a 3-year deal for $15 million, now he's at 25, and he's probably pretty good when he bet on himself. I just don't see the market being in the double digits for those guys, especially when you look at the guaranteed dollars. If you're looking at 3 years, $15 million, 9 of it guaranteed.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with especially those two guys, Barkley and Jacobs. The money that they command and somebody's willing to pay them is going to be interesting, because we were all surprised at how the running back position was just like left out. Nobody wanted it. And I think the running backs were surprised by that too. Is that going to change any, or does it stay the same? And looking at it now, I don't think it changes. When you can go out and get a running back on a rookie deal who can perform, and there are several examples of that in the NFL now. I'm with you. I just don't see paying these guys a lot of money. A Christian McCaffrey's a different guy, because you're basically getting 2 players in one. I mean, he can do it all. And Saquon can too, to that, but he missed the boat.
Well, and Saquon's had a lot of injury issues also.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to hurt him, pun intended, when it comes to negotiating. And look, man, the New York Giants made a decision and said, are we going to pay Saquon, or are we going to pay Danny Dimes? And they chose Daniel Jones because running back, man, I love you, but I can find somebody that can do the job a whole lot cheaper.
That's it.
And that's the problem. A running back has the shortest seemingly shelf life in the NFL, even if you are a superstar running back. But then again, we all said last year, running backs aren't going in the first round, and look where Bijan went. And a different kind of a player.
He is.
But when it comes time for his contract, do you think he's going to change the game and reset the market? No. He's not, and he's going to be in the same boat. He's limited, like a tight end is limited, which is why you see some of these tight ends say, I'm more of a wide receiver.
Exactly.
I'd rather be classified as a wide receiver, not a tight end.
Yes.
Because, I look at the left tackles making money, a wide receiver's making money, and I'm a tight end, not
making money.
Running backs, you're better off as a running back to say, you know what, I'm a slot receiver. I'm a slot receiver, but you can line me up at the backfield.
Sure, I'm a Deebo Samuel. Right? I mean, be that guy
who wants to be a wide receiver because running backs don't get paid.
Well, he is, but he can play running back. Yeah, the NFL may evolve into stuff like that. I mean, that the way San Francisco has used Deebo, I think is brilliant. It's fantastic. So why not try and find guys like that? And granted, Deebo Samuel's not grow on trees. They're pretty special people, but if you got a hybrid player like that, is what you might start to see.
It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. Also, the NFL has tested optical tracking in 2 stadiums, and they did it in the Super Bowl last season for the line to gain rulings, according to Tom Pelissero. So you think about the chain gang, and we talk about technology. They've been testing it without letting us know. It's about damn time. We'll talk more about that, the Combine. And the Spurs take on Oklahoma City tonight. Jet versus Wemby, the battle of Rookie of the Year, which we all know is going to Wemby. You want to add some excitement to the game, make sure you go download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Get signed up, use my promo code STAR, and start playing the Pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players from at least 2 different teams to build your Pick'em entry. And all you have to do is select whether you think a player's stats are going to be higher or lower than the predicted stats. And if your picks hit, you could win up to 100 times your money in a single night. And if you've been using Wemby a lot in your Pick'em entries, especially for blocks, you've probably done pretty well at the Pick'em games. If you're not in the game, get in the game. Go to the mobile app, download it, or the website, UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up, use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. Plus, they'll give you a mystery special pick for your first Pick'em entry. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR at UnderdogFantasy.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, we're reacting to the Spurs' first game back at home against the Thunder. Plus, the NFLPA survey is out, and the Dallas Cowboys didn't score as well as you think that they did. The Combine drills, they're starting, and we're ready to discuss. We start at 6 a.m. on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
At Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. It's the Callaway Fitting Event happening February 19th through March 3rd. The new Callaway AI Smoke Driver has smart face technology with multiple sweet spots across the face. To reserve your custom fitting by Callaway representatives, swing into your local Edwin Watts Golf Shops or book online at worldwidegolfshops.com. Get there.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Replace. Stop. Opt out.
Guys, let's get real about your hair loss. How long have you been wearing a hat, hiding thinning hair, or a rapidly growing bald spot? Just stop it. You're not a 12-year-old little leaguer, you're a grown man. It's time to take action. Let the hat go and get your real hair back permanently with Bosley. You heard that right. Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts, can give you your real hair back permanently. And right now, Bosley is giving away an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card to everyone that texts HIDE to 200-300. Plus, text right now and get a link to this month's incredible deals. Join the millions of people who come to Bosley and see just how awesome your hair could look. Text HIDE to 200-300 for your absolutely free information kit and a free $250 gift card off, plus a special link to incredible deals. Text HIDE to 200-300 now. Text HIDE to 200-300.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here at Total Wine & More, you'll find what you love and love what you find.
I'm looking for a whiskey that will blow my buddies away.
This single barrel bourbon is a surefire hit.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, did you hear that? I feel like a rock star.
Well, finding this bottle at that price, you totally are. Find what you love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Pickup and delivery available at TotalWine.com. Drink responsibly. B21.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656 PURE.
Tonight at 8:30, it's the Heat and Nuggets. The NBA lives on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, howdy.
Howdy.
Yeah, howdy.
My headphones cutting in and out? The pledge turned me on for a minute. I quit hearing myself. All right.
No.
Just checking.
You may need a new headphone.
No, it's back.
It's all right?
Yeah.
Just shorted out.
It's possible. It happens.
Could be, right?
Jiggle the cable.
Yeah.
So many ways to go there. I won't.
Pledge is a professional at that.
Uh-huh. What, jiggling a cable?
That's his job.
Gotcha.
You fix things.
Uh-huh. Or reboot. One of the two.
One and the same in some ways.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
Oh, good Lord. Our golf tournament coming up March 25th. Golf Club of Texas. Brought to you by Fly by Yingling. Get your foursome signed up. Go to sasportstar.com. Get that done. If you've done some grilling lately, make sure you upload your photos there. Coming up in about an hour or so, a little more than an hour, we're giving away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market as we judge your grilling. I saw a 210 Scene tweeted me earlier at Jason Minix. I know I didn't grill it myself, but damn good barbecue at Davila's in Seguin. Brisket and pork ribs. Man.
Davila's. I haven't been there. Have you been there?
I've not been there, but I've eaten food from there, and it is fantastic.
Good stuff, huh?
Yes. Where was I? I was somewhere in Davila's catered it. And yeah, good brisket. Beautiful smoke ring on that piece of brisket.
Nice. Yeah.
I know 210 Scene had a fantastic lunch.
210 Scene?
That's who tweeted it.
Oh. I thought that was another barbecue place.
No.
That'd be a great for a restaurant. 210 Scene.
Sure.
He should open a restaurant, or she. Did a he or she?
Judging by the photo, a he.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Far better than my lunch. Although my lunch was wonderful, but it wasn't brisket.
No, what'd you have?
Dairy Queen.
Oh, well.
Steak finger basket.
Oh, geez. Well, you should have had tacos. That's the problem.
Well, I had a great lunch. And I got extra because it's going to be dinner too, because I'm leaving here and driving straight to Austin.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to get something that I could eat and save and eat again later so that I'm not starving when I walk into the Moody Center and spend $88 on dinner tonight.
Who are you seeing tonight?
Disturbed.
Disturbed. All right.
And tomorrow night, Blake Shelton is playing there.
Are you going to that too?
I'm not really sure.
Oh, you might be.
I might be.
Wow.
Because I was talking to John over at Awesome Tickets earlier.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, Blake Shelton's tomorrow night. And I'm like, well, call Joanna and ask her if she wants to go. That's entirely her call.
Wow.
So
Blake Shelton. That'd be a good show.
I'm sure.
Anybody with him? Is his girlfriend or wife?
Maybe both. I don't know.
That could be.
I know Blake's got a new bar in Vegas called Old Red that's pretty good.
Old Red.
Old Red.
Really?
Yeah, we were in there the other day when we were in Vegas, doing a little day drinking, listening to live music.
Is it on the Strip or what?
Yeah, right
Okay.
on the Strip.
They're trying to turn the Strip into Nashville?
It kind of feels that way.
Yeah.
It's a 3-story bar, and you look down on the live music.
Nice.
You know, it's
Nice.
good. Yeah.
Well, that's good. What, Emmett's there now and Blake Shelton and
yes.
Wow.
But I have no idea if I'm going to see Blake Shelton tomorrow night.
Well, I would just
I'm going
plan
to
on
see
it.
Disturbed tonight.
Yeah, I would plan on it.
Well, but we're driving up and back, and then she works tomorrow morning early.
Oh my gosh.
And then she works Saturday morning.
Oh.
So
she can handle it.
All I'm doing is making the effort that I'm willing to go to a country show. Be down with the sickness.
Yes. Well, it'd be fun. Yeah. Glad I don't have to make that decision.
About Blake Shelton?
Yeah. Although I wouldn't mind going to Blake Shelton.
I mean, call John and say, Minix didn't want those tickets. I think he told me they were either front row or second row right on the floor.
Really?
Oh, they were good seats.
Well, you're not getting floor seats unless they're on the front row.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because, I got to be able to see over the security guard.
Exactly. Hey, John, man, he hooked us up big time at the Styx concert. So he's the best. I was very happy.
There was a concert last night. Moody Center's putting in all kinds of good shows.
No, it's nice.
And can't wait till we get the new Wemby Center built downtown so we can get shows like that.
Yeah, sure.
There we go. The funniest thing, John Moyer's the bassist for Disturbed, right? And he's a Texas guy. So yesterday he had an off day at home. And this dude puts a video out on social media. He's at home cutting his grass yesterday.
Nice.
Which I think is funny, right?
Sure.
You live the rock star life. You get home, you got an off day, and you're in the middle of this tour, and let's mow the grass.
You want to be normal.
Right? Well, and he's a normal guy. A hell of a pickleball player, right? So
wow.
He's mowing the grass, and then he turns the camera on himself. Dude looks like he should be on stage right now. Well, I mean, what he was wearing looks like something that he would wear on stage, not to mow the grass.
Well, I mean, explain that. What did he look like?
He's wearing jeans and he's got a t-shirt on and the vest and the whole thing. Like
mowing the yard.
He just got off of work, got home, and started mowing the grass.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
All right, well, have fun. I wouldn't know any other songs other than that one. It's the only one. Because I heard it in a zombie movie. What zombie movie was that?
Are you kidding?
I'm telling you.
That was like the COVID theme song. Everybody was down with the sickness.
Well, dude,
right?
it's like
every
we
time
are the champions. You hear that every time somebody wins a championship.
You know how much money that band made during COVID not touring because everybody was streaming that song every time they tested positive?
Well, absolutely. But it was on a zombie movie.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
I can't remember the name of that particular zombie movie, but it was. That was like the theme song of that.
They're all the same.
When they're being chased through the mall or wherever the hell they were, they said that was playing.
Yeah. So that's how you know Disturbed?
Well, that's how I know that song. I didn't know Disturbed sang it, but I've heard that song before.
I also heard that Chuck McClain.
Well, good. Dawn of the Dead. That's right. I knew I'd heard that. Yeah.
That was the zombie movie?
That was the remake, I think. Yeah, that was the remake. Yeah. I'm kind of into those zombie things. I like zombie movies.
I like rock shows.
Well, good.
Tonight's going to be a lot of fun.
A
lot of fire.
Sure, it's going to be great.
Remember, I went to see him in Phoenix, and they canceled the show because it was too hot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And that
That's
was
right.
and that was going to be fun because Moyer was hooking us up with the backstage and all that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So
you have good seats tonight?
I have good seats, but none of the backstage stuff.
Oh,
I mean, he's told me, man, Texas show, man, too many family and friends and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't even ask.
well,
or
and
reach
that's
out.
cool. But I'm going to tell you, that front row thing is great, but hook me up where there's a bar right
Well,
behind me.
that's where I'm at tonight at the Moody Center.
I mean,
I got
that's
the Dell Club and
that
Section
to
107.
me. Yeah, that to me is more important than being right on the stage.
Now, is it the bar that's important or the bathroom that's
Well,
there?
both.
Yeah. No, your
Actually.
priority is what?
The bar.
The bathroom.
Well, the bar leads to the bathroom.
Oh no, but if there was a bar and no bathroom, you'd be very upset.
Well, wouldn't anybody?
You want the bathroom
I
there.
mean, if you're drinking, you got to go to the bathroom. Period.
Yes, but even if you're not drinking, you have to pee.
Well, that's it. I'm hydrated, Minix.
Sure.
Take care of myself. Hydrate.
Is that what you call it? Huh?
Absolutely. There you go. Look at that. And thanks to Pledge, I've stolen all of the water that he put in the refrigerator.
Stolen.
Well, yeah.
And
basically.
why is that thanks to Pledge?
Well, because he bought it.
I mean, I offered it to him.
Yeah, but I've done it not every day this week. So this is the fourth bottle that I've taken from Pledge's stash.
So what are you going to do tomorrow?
I'll probably take another one, and then maybe I'll bring in a case on Monday.
I thought you said it was the last one.
No. When did I say that?
You took the last water.
No.
Huh.
I don't think I ever said that. Maybe.
It wouldn't surprise me. Do you see that meme going around? I know it's in my lunch. There's 7 shrimp and 4,632 pieces of rice. Don't steal my lunch.
Wow.
Don't take the water.
That's what I had.
He
Chinese
offered on
food.
Monday. That didn't mean Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Well, he doesn't mind because and I know because when I'm in the refrigerator being all sneaky like, he comes out the door and I'm
Dude,
like,
he watches like a hawk.
I'm telling you.
He knows there's an alarm on him. He's got his Apple tracker on every water bottle. That's
I
why.
will bring a case of water in on Monday.
It's a standing
Perhaps.
offer.
Yeah.
Of
you
course
you
it
could
is.
on Tuesday. You could tomorrow.
I could tomorrow. We'll see.
You might could.
I got to get a haircut tomorrow.
You do.
I do. I had an appointment on Monday and had to cancel it. So
it happened.
It does.
Your hair is looking out of whack. Although apparently it looks better now than it did when you were on the morning huddle today.
Apparently. Well, I didn't. I debated this morning, right? Because I got out of bed and really didn't feel like taking a shower. So I debated whether to put a hat on or just go the way it was. And I said, the hell with it.
Does your hair move at night?
Not really.
Your hair never moves.
Nah, not really.
The amount of product in that hair.
Yeah. So, well,
but people noticed apparently.
But apparently.
Did you think they would notice?
I didn't really care at that time.
I mean, JJ Watt noticed. You make a small change to your hair, and everybody seems to notice.
Apparently, but hopefully, I will be freshly mown tomorrow.
Freshly what?
Mown.
What
Mowed. Mown. MOWN.
Is that a word?
No.
I don't know if it is. How do you say the grass is freshly
mowed?
Mowed.
MOWED.
Mown.
MOWED.
Well,
moan sounds like something else.
That's not a moan.
No, that's not a moan.
That's a scream.
But I know Pledge has some moan drops on there. Right. That's not a moan either.
Yeah, but if you're making that noise, you might hear a moan.
Your hair does look very voluminous today.
Voluminous? That's a good word. Yeah.
We're just making stuff up now, aren't we?
We are. Hopefully we sound
uneducated.
Educated.
I don't think so.
Oh my.
Although we were maybe a little bit educated, and maybe DeMarcus Lawrence was right, although wrong to say what he said during Super Bowl week when he said, you know what, man, we were just tired when the playoffs rolled around, and we all gave him a lot of crap. Micah Parsons gave him a lot of crap. But then the report card comes out in that deal with The Athletic, And the Cowboys do extremely well on this report card, except in one area. Treatment of families, they got an A-. Cafeteria is a B. Dietitian was a B. Locker room gets an A. Weight room gets an A. Strength coaches got a B+. Head coach got an A. Ownership got a B. Travel was a C-, which surprises me.
Wow, that does.
Although I think I know why. Training room got a C-, and the training staff got a D+. How does the training staff get a D+? Because when we were out on Radio Row and we were talking about the comments that DeMarcus Lawrence made, a couple of people said, well, I mean, that's an easy fix. You got to work at your training staff. And we were like, well, is it training staff? Is it mental? But maybe there is something to what DeMarcus Lawrence says that we should look a little bit deeper, seeing this report card after hearing DeMarcus Lawrence say during Super Bowl week.
All honesty, I think the main thing is who's burned out, man. Long season, team dominantly healthy throughout the season. The legs get tired.
Legs were tired. It seems like mentally just the weight of being a Dallas Cowboy was too much. And it just felt like, how does a guy like DeMarcus Lawrence say that? But maybe while it didn't come across the way he thought it would, maybe there is something on their training staff that the guys ran out of gas when it mattered most.
Or maybe he needs a psychiatrist. It was mentally draining. Maybe that should be on the list next year. Don't give these guys a break. Don't do it. Don't even do it. They didn't show up. They laid an egg.
I know
it has nothing to do with anything.
I know it's hard to have a conversation sometimes about things, but how do you not say when other people, when they heard that comment, question the Cowboys training staff, and then when you see a grade like that during these anonymous reports, and when every team had negative marks on a variety of things that make you go, really? But training staff seems like that would be an easy fix for the Dallas Cowboys, right? But maybe instead of just completely hammering DeMarcus for what he said, because my God, I can't believe he said that. And even if it were true, you don't say that because you just sound awful. But maybe there's some truth to what he was saying. And how correctable or how easy is it to correct that problem with the Cowboys? Because it's one thing if one guy's out of gas, but if a lot of guys are knocking the training staff and the training room, while the weight room and the strength coaches get good grades, the nutrition gets a good grade in the cafeteria, but the training staff is bad.
So what is the job of a training staff? It's to prevent injuries, is it not? It's not to keep them in shape. So I don't.
Is your training staff part of your rehab? Is it part of your massages? Is it part of your stretching?
All of that stuff, sure.
All of that. I mean, the guy's talking about heavy legs at the end of the year. When I first heard it, I was thinking more of the practice schedule, and I'm thinking, well, it's so easy now. That can't be it. But they were healthy all year.
Yeah, they were. And so, look, Cowboys didn't do anything different than anybody else. I mean, every NFL team had the same schedule, had to play the same number of games, same practice.
But how they take care of their bodies could be very different from team to team, which is why I wonder if there is something to what DeMarcus Lawrence said than you originally thought when you hear that, because even Micah Parsons were like, dude, you can't say that. And Micah Parsons says a lot of things, and we're like, dude, you can't say that. But hearing that, then seeing this bad grade, maybe there is something true to it that the Cowboys need to address. Is that on Mike McCarthy and Jerry? I mean, how often do we hear Jeff Traylor talk about trying to add to the training staff over there at UTSA? Training and nutrition, those important things to make sure you can get through the long season.
Absolutely. And apparently the nutrition was A+.
Or B.
Or B. I don't know. I think we can go all different places with it, but I don't think that was the problem when they don't show up at home against Green Bay. I don't think it has anything to do with the training staff.
Maybe, but they still got a bad grade.
I know.
Their worst grade of all of this is on their training staff.
Uh-huh.
There's something there that the Cowboys need to address.
Well, and if you're Jerry
Whether that
Jones,
was a reason they lost to Green Bay, I don't know. I mean, what went wrong? Well, which is BS. But but the Cowboys, is that something that Jerry and Steven and Mike McCarthy sees and says, all right, that's a glaring problem. We got to figure out what's up.
Absolutely, and they should address it. But I'm glad to hear you say I don't think it has anything to do with the loss to Green Bay. They just laid an egg that day for whatever reason.
They did.
They laid an egg. And I'm curious about team travel. You said you knew. Is there something?
Because their plane is just a regular plane, right? So maybe it just doesn't have the fancy first-class seats all the way through. Yeah, not that anybody's sitting in the middle seat, but if they're just the regular seats, I could see where you would say, well, what is this, right?
Yeah, I can see it with those big guys,
as opposed to some of the planes that have first-class seats all the way through it.
While Jerry's flying on his private jet, in comfort with a Johnny Walker Blue in hand.
And maybe that's they don't provide meals on the plane. Maybe that's part of it. Because I know, and who knows how things have changed since Stat Win played, but that was always a big thing, was making sure they stopped and got plenty of food for the flight home. And I thought, they don't cater on the plane?
No.
But they would always stop and, get food and beverages for the flight home.
Interesting.
So,
okay.
Who knows? Who knows? Speaking of the Cowboys, we know who they've been speaking to at the Combine. We'll dive into that next. Plus, John McClain will join us in about 20 minutes at 5:15 here on The Blitz. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need caps made, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom right now, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. If you need t-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. Sammy has all the big name brands like North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Mathew, Port Authority. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Maybe you want to take your company or group logo and put it on a golf shirt, a fishing shirt, a nice dress shirt. Sam will get you taken care of. Nobody has better prices. No order too big, certainly no order too small. So call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
You're listening to The Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
The final horse now in the gate, and they're off. They're starting off with a double toe loop jump, leaving a difficult 7-10 split. It's this movement on the inside rail. Only 9 pins separate them now as they head to the final quarter mile. They're neck and neck. It's down to the last frame. Here comes the axle jump. They bundled their home and auto insurance with Progressive. Win, strike, savings, gold.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
And paid for by America First Tax Group. Attention, if you or your business is behind in filing your tax returns, or if you owe over $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS, please listen carefully. The IRS does not joke around and will not stop their collection efforts. If you're tired of the IRS letters, levies, liens, or wage garnishments and would like to get a fresh start, we can help. Due to the financial hardships in the country, the IRS is making it easier than ever to settle tax problems for those who owe more than $10,000. We can help settle your delinquent tax problems and all collections, and may even taxes significantly. Even if you can't afford to pay your back taxes, you can still get the help you need. We've helped thousands of taxpayers just like you, but you must call 800-257-0663 today to stop your tax problem from getting worse. The information is free and the help is real. Call 800-257-0663. That's 800-257-0663. Again, 800-257-0663.
When a cold comes on strong, try DayQuil Severe Honey Flavor. The daytime, coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, Honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a Honeylicious taste, so a cold won't slow you down. Get back to your day feeling relieved, enjoying the delicious flavor of DayQuil Severe Honey. DayQuil Severe Honey flavor soothes your symptoms with a delicious taste. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The NFL is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs are back in San Antonio after a 1-8 rodeo road trip. Also carrying a 5-game losing skid. They'll take on Oklahoma City tonight in the Frost Bank Center. Tip-off there set for 7:30. Saquon Barkley, is he coming to Houston? There's a report out today that says the Houston Texans are his desired destination. That would be interesting. We'll see.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Thursday night.
Thursday night.
We got more Hoosier tickets to give away? Let's. I thought we gave away 2 pair yesterday, so we gave away today's pair yesterday.
No, we gave away the morning cuddles yesterday.
We robbed them.
We didn't rob them.
Well, they robbed me then.
What do you mean?
You forgot.
I was part of the morning cuddle this morning.
Yeah, but you're part of the afternoon show that robbed it. So when you say they, you're talking about you. You robbed yourself.
Robbed myself.
You know, but Pledge didn't tell me that. I thought we were giving away today's pair.
No, and I'm glad we didn't.
We are giving away today's pair.
For the Blitz. And instead, we gave away the cuddle. But now we've got a pair. So we got tickets to give away.
Yeah.
All right.
Hoosier. Not quite as good a name as Disturbed.
No.
I like Disturbed as a name for a rock band.
It's a good name.
It is a good name.
It's a good name.
Yeah.
It's a good band.
Now, is that their lead singer doing that? That's pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
I mean, what he can do, some of these guys are very talented with the voice to be able to do stuff like that.
Really, why they're rock stars?
Well, sure. But not all rock stars could do that.
No, that's what makes him different.
Yeah. Disturbed.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of things there. but I believe, at one point he drank a lot. Now he doesn't. Yeah? Now he doesn't drink on tour.
Really?
And he also quiet throughout the day. Kind of quiet in the meet and greets because he saves his voice because, man, he
does that.
Well, imagine doing that for 2 hours.
Yeah. So if Disturbed, have they been around a while? They obviously have.
Yes, they've been around a long time.
Is he an old guy?
He's not young.
I just, it amazes me because I went and saw Styx last week.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of old guys bouncing around and they look like they had a lot of energy.
That's
what surprised me. Especially when they're tied. That song was from our first album in 1975. I'm like, damn.
Well, I don't think we'll hear that from 1975.
But not quite. They're what, 90s? More than 80s, 90s rock?
Yeah, I'm trying to find his Instagram.
Late 90s or early 2000s.
Oh, really? Well, then they're not that old.
No.
Not at all.
No, that's only like 30 years.
Man, that's hard to believe, isn't it?
Doesn't it suck, though, when you think about the 90s and that wasn't 10 years ago?
I know. It's crazy.
That wasn't last week. They technically started in
Jeez.
the year 2000.
Okay. So they've been around, 23 years for sure.
It's a good run.
Yeah, it's a great run.
It's a great run.
That'll be a fun show tonight.
I can't wait to get there.
Absolutely.
So do me a favor. At 6:01, if you're on I-35,
Get
just
out of the way.
Clear the way. clear the way. I think one of the smartest things that I've done for this trip, and a quick trip up to Austin, but I never buy parking in advance for that kind of stuff. I just never do. There's always parking. But last show that I went to at the Moody Center, the only show that I've actually been to at the new Moody Center, we were staying the night. We saw Kiss, and I was at that, I think it's Embassy Suites across the street. Well, so we get there, and they're very, make sure you put your car parking on, tag that's visible. And as we leave to go to the show, there were like 4 or 5 tow trucks lining up in the parking lot.
See,
so those guys were getting ready. So I was like, well, all right, so I'm not sure where I want to park. Doors are at 6:30. First band is on at 7. I'm going to miss those guys.
Yeah.
But since I don't want to hunt for parking, so I prepaid for the parking garage that literally is across the street. So, hopefully the reserved spot is yours. And I'll be able to get there and park in that garage almost immediately without having to wait.
Wow. See, I hate that because we were in an event and they telling us where to park. And they said, well, park over here. Started pointing us to this office building.
Uh-huh.
Dude, Maggie got our car towed.
Oh.
But I saw 10 tow trucks driving in there, just towing people out left and right. And I'm like, what the hell? You told us to park there. So the whole thing was a mess. Had to go down and get the car, ruined the whole evening.
That sucks.
It's like they called them up and said, send the brigade.
Well, that's it. I mean,
it sucks.
Buzzards, man, they're circling because they know somebody's going to be an idiot and try to park there illegally and for free.
They told us
Ryan
to go.
Eagle.
Well, they told us to go over
well,
there.
they pointed over yonder and you went over there.
They said, go over there.
You didn't go where they told you, apparently.
Unless
it was somebody from the tow truck company.
Yes,
put
probably
on a
was.
vest and's like, yeah, park right there.
Yeah.
Park right there.
Dude, that tow company made a fortune that night.
They all do.
I'm just saying,
because
business. They must have towed 30 cars.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And I'm serious. It was like the cavalry coming in, tow trucks.
So you saw
just
the tow trucks and parked there anyway?
No, this was after.
Oh,
there were no tow trucks before. So some, concerned citizen, I guess, called the tow company and they sent out the army. Some people are donkeys. They really are. Yeah, they really are.
Why do you think it was some people? Maybe they were like, hey, there's an event. People always illegally park here. I'm a tow truck driver. I can go make some money tonight.
Well, he's a donkey then.
Well, I mean,
that's
literally his job.
Well, it's his job, but go repossess somebody then. Do that.
Well, that's not a donkey move.
Well, no.
I mean,
it's not. If you're not making your car payment and you get repossessed, it's like, well,
if you're parking where they've told you not to park and you park for free, aren't you doing the same thing?
There.
Well, see,
that's a great idea.
They told you to park over there. Maybe you went to the wrong over there.
No.
How do you know?
Because the guy pointed, go right in there.
And do you know he was the official parking guy?
I don't know that, but I mean, I made an ass out of myself, I guess, because I assumed that's where he said.
I think that guy works for the tow company.
I think you might be right.
I mean, or maybe not that, like, hey, man, for every recommendation you give me, I'll give you $50.
Probably so.
Yeah, hey, dude, park right there.
It was like $250 to get
did you pay? Did you pay to park?
No, but nobody did.
Oh, well, and they all got towed.
No.
Everybody else that was parking was paying, and their cars were there when they were done with the event.
That's what they told us to park. It's free parking the whole time. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I felt like.
I don't recall.
Big donkey head, like the cartoon. There you go.
Yeah. Wow.
Thinking people, man.
Listen to you.
Chill.
Listen to you.
Nice night, nice event going on for charity, by the way. This was not just hey, let Joe and Maggie go on out and have a good time. It's for charities for the kids.
Oh yeah, I'm going drinking for the kids.
Exactly.
And my car got towed.
Isn't that what we always do?
Yeah.
Drink for the kids. We all do it.
This isn't getting better for you, man.
Yeah, drinking for the kids, eating for the kids. It was a good time.
Not paying for the parking.
Nobody
and got
was.
towed. What event were you at where there was free parking?
Well, I'll tell you, but it was the taste of the Dominion.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dominion people aren't letting you charge, and you're thinking a Dominion person wants you parking in front of their house?
We've got friends that live there. They invited us over. The parking lot at the club was all filled. And so the parking person, which there were multiple of, said, okay, pull over there. Oh, that's a great idea, Jim. Followed directions to a T.
And did
exactly what we were told.
And did you call the Dominion in the morning and say, you told me to park there and I got towed?
I don't think so.
Well, why not?
Well, what am I going to do?
Dude, you told me to park there and I got towed.
Exactly. Well, I voiced my opinion.
To who?
To somebody at the Dominion. I don't know.
I mean, this is like your Whataburger story all over again.
Dude, I'm telling you.
It fell on deaf ears.
So now I know better than to trust somebody with a traffic thing on them and saying to park over there.
And you got to make sure they got a fake badge too.
Yeah, they might have.
Not just a vest.
I was bitter though.
You think?
Yeah. Now this Tony,
I'm at the Dominion drinking for the kids and they towed my car.
Exactly. I'm helping out the kids.
I mean, they saw your car and said, well, it doesn't belong here. Call the tow truck.
You know, it's a charity thing. That's what I told the people that demand. It's a charity thing.
Yeah. And you're mad that some Karen over there at the Dominion, you were parked in front of her house.
No, it's an office building over there. So some
office person. Probably Paul Blart that works security in that parking lot.
I wanted to say something else, but I don't know if I can say that or not.
Careful now. You're already mad.
Well, I'm mad again now.
I mean, what else is wrong?
Damn, I was upset then. Now it's like I'm thinking about it. I'm going, man.
So I'm guessing at the Dominion, they don't park cars on the front lawn?
No, you can't get into the Dominion lawns. I mean, there's a security guard there. They're hoity-toity. Now,
duh.
I don't live in the Dominion, but we have friends that do. And the club itself is
So why didn't you just park at their house and ride the golf cart over?
Well, that's probably a good idea. and next time that probably will happen. Jeez.
You don't carry one of those media badges that you can just throw up on the dash?
I don't think it would have mattered.
Media never gets towed. They park wherever they want.
Well, see, Maggie actually parked in there. I was trying to
so now you're blaming Maggie.
It was her fault.
Now you're blaming Maggie for getting her car towed.
I got there late because I was working.
So you Ubered over.
No, by the time I got there was parking in the club parking lot.
And
so
you
I
didn't
have a problem. So in the new cars, right?
Wait a minute now. So you said the guy told you to park over there.
Well, they told Maggie that. This is the story I got.
Here's the story. So you really don't know if when they said park over there, if she really parked where they said to park.
Yes, I do. Why would she lie? I trust her
I don't know that
completely.
She's lying, but I still think that over there meant two different things and she picked wrong.
I don't think so.
Especially at the Dominion. They're not putting Dominion types in a position to get their car towed.
Well, they damn sure did, because there were about 30 of us. Now, I'm not a Dominion type, but
wannabe.
No, I really don't, dude. You know how much their HOA is? Holy cow.
If you got to ask, you can't afford.
Exactly.
You're not one.
That's why I'm not there.
If you've got to ask, then it doesn't, you don't belong.
Some very good people in there and
some great people
and friends
in there.
of ours. So, you know.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk Texans football and the idea of Saquon Barkley parking at the Dominion.
Well, he probably could and not have a problem.
What's the fancy club in Houston? The Houston Country Club. What's that neighborhood where
McNair lives?
Yeah. McNair and that lawyer Busby, his neighbor.
Busby.
Well, whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Barkley to Houston. John McClain joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is set. Monday, March 25th at Golf Club of Texas. With plenty of prizes, including a shot at $50,000 in a trip to the big game. Go to sasportstar.com and get signed up. A 4-person scramble, $120 per player to join, or a group of 4 can sign up together for $400. Then, after your round, join the San Antonio Sports Star gang for the after party, where the Blitz will be live at 90 Proof Bar and Grill, 11880 U.S. Highway 90, just 10 minutes from the Golf Club of Texas. It's San Antonio's Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Will Smith Foundation, Monday, March 25th, presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks. If you have downloaded the Prize Picks app and you're playing, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to those that think that there's something out of reach. If you want to play a game that your skill plays a role in, I want you to download Prize Picks, because it's about more or less. It's not about winning and losing. Use your knowledge to pick out who is going to do the best and decide whether it's going to be more or less. A couple of clicks before you know it, you're playing the game, and it's all about the knowledge. Download Prize Picks, you'll see what I'm talking about. Basketball is in full swing. The tournament's just around the corner. There is no better way to apply your knowledge than Prize Picks. You know your guys, you know what they're capable of. Is it higher or lower? 2 or 3 clicks, more and more X's, more and more money. And if you download Prize Picks now and use the word Alamo in your promo code, there's $100 to play with. More or less, a couple of clicks, go do it. It's Prize Picks. Start playing today. Thank me later.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5795. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is Rob Thompson. I'm here with my brother, Jason Thompson, a lawyerforus.com.
I'm a lawyer for you. I've helped you.
Yes, he has, and many others here in San Antonio. And that's why I'm so glad I get a chance to talk to you today about what happens when you get into an accident.
It's overwhelming for everybody involved. You have this paralysis of what to do next, who to talk to, how do you get medical care, or you're in the hospital and who's going to pay for this? It's this swirl of anxiety, and many times it's even worse than the injury itself. You have to help people through that situation. And I tell every client the same thing. Don't worry. I've got this. I will take care of this. Just worry about your family. Just worry about getting healthy. If I can do that for you and maximize your recovery, you stay in business, you keep clients. And for 30 years, I've kept every client I've ever had. I don't lose clients. I represent their family and friends because that's how seriously I take my job.
A lawyerforus.com. You can find him at 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Jason Thompson, a lawyerforus.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Howdy, San Antonio. This is Andrew Monaco, and you're locked on the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Let's talk some Houston Texans with legendary sports writer John McClain, who's now writing. You can read his great work, his columns at HoustonTexans.com. John on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Not bad to start the new gig during Combine Week when there's plenty of stuff to write about.
There is, and there's going to be plenty of stuff to write about until probably the middle of June. But, you know, the NFL never goes dark, even when they're on vacation at that time of the year. Things always happen with the NFL. I wrote a column that was posted today about the biggest need in the offseason is to improve the running game. I've got one tomorrow that'll be posted about what we learned from Nick Cassari and D'Amico Ryans at the Combine. And Monday I'll have one that compares this Combine to last year's Combine. Think about this. This time last year, D'Amico Ryans had not coached a game. Bobby Sloak had not called a game. Gerard Johnson had not been a quarterback's coach. And they didn't know who was going to fill their need at quarterback or as an edge rusher, and had no idea who they were going to draft at wide receiver. And, of course, they got C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson Jr., and Tank Dell. And so it's amazing how much better off they are at this time in Indianapolis compared to last year.
Well, and it sounds like Saquon Barkley has noticed there as well. Rumor is today, reports out that he'd like to be a Houston Texan. What do you think, John?
Yeah, he'd love to be a Houston Texan if they'll overpay him. I can't believe all the fans and media buying into that. Oh, Saquon wants to come here. That's great. Well, you know what? He's going to go where he's paid. I see people all the time. Everybody wants to play with C.J. Stroud and D'Amico Ryans. Yes, they do. If you pay them, players are going to go where they get the money. And I don't blame them. You should always get the money. And the time to get them is when they're coming off their rookie contracts. Don't overpay for a guy 30 or 31 years old like Chris Jones and Mike Evans. That almost always backfires when you do that. And also make sure you get a good deal. So they've got 32 unrestricted free agents. Obviously, they don't want all of them back. There's a few of them they want back, like Jonathan Grenard. I think he's gone. I think he'll get more than they'll budget for him. I think, Dalton Schultz, they need him back. They need, Devin Singletary, Blake Cashman, Steven Nelson, and Sheldon Rankins. So that's 6 of the 32 that I think they really need to work hard to get back. But I just feel like Grenard's going to be gone 4 years, and whoever overpays him better beware, because he's missed games every year with injuries.
John McClain from HoustonTexans.com joining us here on the Blitz. John, entertain us for a minute with the idea of Saquon. Knowing CJ is on his rookie deal and you've got a 27-year-old running back who has had injury issues in Barkley, but if he were to come at 27 versus, say, a Derrick Henry who's already 30, what do you think the running back market would look like? And we were debating this earlier. I don't see a Barkley or a Jacobs getting north of $10 million a year. 6 to 8 on the high end, maybe more like 5 to 6. A 3-year, $15 million, $16 million deal with 9 guaranteed. What are you hearing that the ballpark is right now for a running back of that caliber?
Well, Saquon Barkley wants about $40 million over 3 years. He's not going to get it, and especially with his injury history. He averaged less than 4 yards a carry last year. And you got to be careful with running backs. You can find running backs. The greatest running back in Texans history who was great at running the zone scheme was undrafted Arian Foster. Steve Slayton, a third-round pick, had 1,300 yards in this zone scheme. You don't need to spend money on a running back. Devin Singletary had career highs in carries and yards, and he didn't start the first 7 games. Once he started, if he'd started all 17, the pace that he finished with, he would have had almost 1,300 100 yards rushing. Now, that's not what they want. They want guys that are going to rotate, and maybe that would be good for Saquon Barkley, but you can't pay a guy like Barkley 10 to 12 million a year and for having him to rotate with somebody else.
Well, when you look at that, John, I mean, do you think a guy like Saquon, once they realize that they're probably not going to get paid that much, what do you think about incentive-laden contracts for running backs? Is that an answer to that? Because I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't want to be a running back right now in the NFL.
If they would take an incentive-laden contract, of course, you give them money based on, even though 1,000 yards is not a big deal anymore. You give them, say, X amount on 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300 as you keep going. It gives them a lot of motivation. But when you have incentives and they don't play and they don't get their carries, they get upset, and you don't want that. So I do not think that Saquon Barkley's coming here. One of the things, and they may franchise it. You got till next week to determine the franchise tag, and I think this. D'Amico Ryans talked about how much he wanted Devin Singletary back because of everything he brought. So I'm sure they're going to re-sign Singletary. He's not going to be a big market for him. And then the key is Dameon Pierce was their leading rusher as a rookie, came back last year, could not adapt to the zone scheme. Now, can he adapt? If he can adapt, then he would be the second running back. But nobody knows right now if he can do it.
Yes, very much so. John McClain, HoustonTexans.com. That's his new home where you could read his great columns. Probably the easiest hire Mark Vandermeer's ever made. Hey, John, that's right here. Okay, cool. When you look at now that you're writing for the team site, does that change your approach on the story ideas that you're coming up with?
It doesn't on the story ideas, but obviously I'm not going to talk about how pathetic, wretched, rotten, and things like that. Now, I may take another job in which I'd be writing columns. What I'm writing now are feature stories. There's no need for my opinion. I try to back everything up with numbers, and which I've done on the running game. And so, yeah, of course you got to write different. And I don't mind that because I have plenty of other outlets, 7 weekly talk shows, 2 weekly TV appearances, my video with Mattress Mac. And the good thing is, I don't have to be real negative considering everything positive going on with the Texans right now.
Well, you never know, John. That could change, right? Because Nick Caserio says he doesn't believe in windows when you're talking about a team's windows, and was asked about that today. What do you think about windows when you're talking about NFL teams?
I don't think anything about windows. That's a term now. It's a cliche, and usually has to do with a quarterback. If you know what you're doing, you can win with a quarterback making a lot of money. Ask the Chiefs, ask the Bills. Those teams got quarterbacks when they sign their contracts. People are like, oh, my God, you just need good cap people, and they can handle it.
And that's exactly what they are. When you think about the cap that Nick Caserio has, and, he did a good job at the Combine when he was talking yesterday about free agents, and obviously the bunch that Houston has, but outside free agents and the money that they have to spend. Does Nick Caserio approach this offseason differently? Year 2 with D'Amico, coming off success to keep building on that. I mean, he doesn't have to shop at the bargain store. He can actually go spend some money. Do you think he will?
No, that's not been their MO, and the MO that they've used has helped them get to the divisional round of the playoffs way before we thought they would. Now, he's still only given 1 3-year contract. That was to punter Cam Johnston, whose contract's up, and kicker Kaimi Fairbairn's contract up. Their special team's been best in the NFL the last 2 years, so they need to make sure they re-sign their guys as they did their snapper, John Weeks. And so I think that we might see them. I don't see them sign at this point. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender. I look for that in 2025. But remember, the schedule this year is a first-place schedule. They play 5 defending division champions, 2 in the NFC, in Detroit and Dallas, and then, of course, the 3 in the AFC. So I think that he will spend money, but I don't see him where we go, wow, Caserio finally spent a lot of money on a player. It just hasn't been it hasn't been his mission to do that. And right now, I trust what he and D'Amico Ryans are going to do because we've seen incredible results in a short period of time.
John, I've got to ask you because the Texans did something last year that I hadn't really seen a lot of teams do, sign a bunch of players to one-year deals. Is that Casario's MO? Will that trend continue?
I think if there are players, say a guy like Sheldon Rankins, he was 30 years old, free agent from the Jets. D'Amico Ryans told Casario, I really think he can be good in our system the way we want our right defensive tackle to play. So they signed him to a one-year deal. Played the run great, had 6 sacks. Now, at his age, he's not going to get a big contract, go somewhere else. And that's what you want to do if you've got money. Sign your guys. Show those guys you perform, we will pay you. Show a guy like Nico Collins. You play well, we'll sign you to an extension. It provides so much motivation for players. And if you go out and spend a lot of money on another player from another team and say he gets satisfied with that money and doesn't play as hard, and that's so important to try to find out what you're getting when it comes to the heart and the determination. Will they keep playing when they get a big signing bonus and guaranteed money? So I think he'll go. I don't think we'll see a bunch of one-year contracts. I think we'll see more 2-year contracts, maybe even a 3. But I surely don't think it'll be somebody who's 30 years old.
Follow him on Twitter at McClain_on_NFL and read him now at HoustonTexans.com. John McClain, always appreciate it. Congrats on the new gig.
Guys, it's my pleasure. Thank you very much as always.
Appreciate it. The legend, John McClain, on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
What a great guy.
He's fantastic.
He's awesome. Love that guy.
He's fantastic. Hosier, also a great guy, coming to the Frost Bank Center.
Do you know him?
No.
Okay.
But he's bringing Allison Russell on the trip. I don't know her either. No.
Grammy winner, by the way.
Yeah, she is.
4-time.
Wikipedia is wonderful.
It is.
The show is going to be wonderful, too. September 24th at the Frost Bank Center. You can buy them at livenation.com, or they're yours for free right now if you're caller number 9. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller number 9. You're going to win tickets to see Hosier September 24th at the Frost Bank Center.
It's the Morning Huddle with Rob and RJ.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, we're reacting to the Spurs' first game back at home against the Thunder. Plus, the NFLPA survey is out, and the Dallas Cowboys didn't score as well as you think that they did. The combine drills, they're starting, and we're ready to discuss. We start at 6 a.m. on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dave Ramsey here for my friends over at Connecticut in San Antonio. Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy. So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it. It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association. The team at Connecticut San Antonio can test your water, install a system, and provide treatment all without stepping a foot inside your home.
I'm Chris Canepa of Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try a Connecticut quality water softener for 90 days absolutely free. Call us at 656-PURE, that's 656-7873, or visit us on ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Benke.
888-210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
I am James, Senior Apparel Designer, and this is Behind the Design with Hawks. Hawks is your classic workwear brand. It's designed for those guys that are on the job site. Just driven performance, just rugged and comfortable. Thinking of durability, everything is either double, triple stitched, bar tacked. It's build durable. It's going to perform. It's going to move with you. It's going to have everything that you need in a product. Hawks, only at Boot Barn.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Hoop Heads, college hoops are heating up, and if you've got your eyes on the madness to come, I need you to register for the Dose Million Bracket Challenge today at Twin Peaks. Go lock in your chance to win $2 million and more epic prizes. Head over to TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com to get started.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Hello, this is Chip with Diamond J Properties. You're invited to our coastal waterfront grand opening this Saturday, where you can get 1 to 4 acres in the waterfront community starting at $49.9. That's 1 to 4 acres starting at $49.9. This coastal waterfront community has over 4 miles of water frontage with access to the ICW, Gulf, Matagorda Bay, and much more. Property features paved roads, underground utilities, boat launch, pier, pool, cabana, and more. This property is shown by appointment only. Call now, 210-853-0389. 210-853-0389. 210-853-0389. 210-853-0389.
Tonight at 8:30, it's the Heat and Nuggets. The NBA lives on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. This is the AA Best Bail Bonds Game Night San Antonio on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Jackhammers it in.
Every game night, the Blitz with Jason and Joe get you inside and ready for tonight's game. Players, coaches, insiders. This is the AA Best Bail Bonds Game Night San Antonio.
Wemby for three. Butter. And Wembanyama put him in the friend zone.
The pregame show starts now.
Spurs Thunder tonight down at the Frost Bank Center. First game back after the rodeo road trip, and you get the matchup. Although the buildup for this one isn't quite like the first time the potential rookies of the year were squaring off.
No, it's not, and that's unfortunate. But I'll be honest with you, the reason I'm interested in watching the game tonight. I want to see what's going on and watch that matchup and see what happens.
Well, I mean, that's what it is. Now, there's been great debate on extra innings with Pledger. And James Pledger is trying to, I don't know what the hell he's trying to do.
I think he's working for Wemby.
Well, it feels like he's
right.
he got like a board seat on the fan club.
I think so.
Because not only is he campaigning for Rookie of the Year, and I think that race is over. Since we're in election season, it's time to vote, right?
Absolutely, yes.
But now there's this campaign about getting him into the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. Now, how do you couch in the conversation? Because that's Pledge's goal. So he set his goal too short. He doesn't care if he gets the trophy. He just wants him talked about in the conversation.
Well, we're talking about it.
So he's in. He's in. All right. So he's there, in the conversation. So, does he win the award? Is he a finalist? Is he, just talked about, by Windhorst or by Reinagel, by some noted NBA analyst? Shams. I mean,
Well, here's when Vegas starts talking about you, you're in the conversation. Okay? Rudy Gobert is the favorite to win the Defensive Player of the Year award.
Okay.
Victor Wembanyama is second.
So he's in the conversation.
So he's in the conversation.
Bing, 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 bing.
So Pledge wins. He ought to be happy as hell.
Good job.
And there you go. Look, whether you like it or not, Gobert's having a pretty good defensive year also.
Yep.
I mean, he is. And he's won that award, 3 or 4 times already. And that's got to help. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they're first in the West.
It's a good basketball team. And I do think, with the exception of Rookie of the Year, and the only argument, and I've said this for a while, the only argument that I would entertain, even though I think it's way wrong, if you're arguing Chet for Rookie of the Year, is because his team is successful. His impact has been, wow, all right, they got a good basketball team. Wemby's impact has led to 11 whole wins. So when you look at that, would be the only argument for Chet, and it's a weak one. But when you look at MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, those kind of awards, I do think success of the team matters.
Well, it does. And look, history's not on his side when it comes to Defensive Player of the Year. A rookie has never won that award. Doesn't mean that he could make history. That's certainly possible.
It is.
But a rookie has never won that award. So history says he's not going to win it. That's just history, and it's not Joe Reinagle saying it's history. So unless something really spectacular happens over the next 3-4 weeks, then I think Rudy Gobert is going to win that award, and that's okay. I know Spurs fans, and they get mad at me for saying stuff like this, but what the hell? I mean, we're having a bad season. But because we're having a bad season, it seems like Spurs fans want Wemby to win every award there is.
Well, he should.
No, he shouldn't.
Well,
there are other players in the NBA. I hate to break that to people.
No other player has gotten 1 billion views on social media.
Oh, that is incredible.
And there should be a trophy for that.
And he wins that award.
Yes.
Bam, there you go. He's going to win Rookie of the Year. If he doesn't win Rookie of the Year, trust me, I'll have a pitchfork right along with everybody else.
Where are you going to take it?
That'll be a travesty if he doesn't win Rookie of the Year.
It would be.
But Defensive Player of the Year, I think, is going to be very difficult for him to win and to overtake Rudy Gobert if things stay the way they are. But it's just the way it is. Look, he's going to win 1 million of them.
1 million?
Well, not 1 million,
okay.
But he'll win several before his career is over. There's no doubt.
That is likely.
Yes.
That would be a safe bet. But it would be, the guy wasn't even an all-star his rookie year. So, it happens.
And there had been a rookie make the all-star team.
Blake Griffin was the last. And they said, well, we can't do that again.
He's the only one.
Yeah, we can't do that again.
No.
When you look at it, he's in the conversation, so Pledge will be happy.
Okay, that's good. That's all that matters.
Although he doesn't sound happy. Because he's arguing with the wall over. All right, well, we're talking about it, so he's in the conversation.
Yeah.
Right. In the conversation.
He's in the conversation.
But he's probably not going to win.
He's second in Vegas. That right there ought to make everybody happy.
Although, if he has a couple of 10-block games down the stretch.
Well, and he should.
Which is likely.
I hate to break this, and blocks are important, but that's not the only stat that matters.
What?
Blocks?
Mm-hmm.
There are other things that people do on defense other than blocks. Just throwing that out there.
Blocks are kind of like pretty cool dunks.
Oh, they're excellent. Yeah. Now, when Wemby towers over a guy that's 6'1" and puts a roof over his head,
dude, that's embarrassing.
Well, it's not embarrassing.
That should not happen in an NBA game.
How is that embarrassing?
It's embarrassing for that dude. I imagine that guy in that locker room is still taking a lot of help.
He probably is,
and he should for the rest of his life.
I don't recall who that player was, but he was hustling,
dude. He was
got his own rebound.
He showed lack of vision, lack of court awareness, lack of a lot of things. He looked like a 5-year-old playing against you, like you playing Nerf basketball with the grandkids.
Well, let's see, 7'4", 6 foot. That's a hell of a difference.
It is. And again, if you had court awareness, you wouldn't have put yourself in that position.
Well, he got a rebound. He had no other way to go. He went back up.
Yeah, pass it out.
Okay.
You can't go back up. There was a guy that's literally looking down on you.
Have you ever played basketball?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, you're not thinking about that, and you just go back up. It's reaction.
Trevino checking in on YouTube says, howdy from Vegas.
Hey, Vince, you have a second house there or what?
He might.
Dude's always there.
I know. We're going back here in a couple weeks.
Oh, we are?
Well, we're not allowed to talk about it yet, but
Oh,
yeah.
oh wow.
I just
Wow.
got the approval email.
How about that?
Yeah.
Announcement to come.
Details coming soon, and you guys can actually join us.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, distracted squirrel.
Yes.
But a squirrel worth
talking about.
Oh, yeah, and
No
you'll hear a
doubt.
lot about it. Although, Vince, and I love you, man. And
NASCAR weekend.
I appreciate what?
That's what he says. NASCAR weekend.
Ah.
In Vegas?
Oh, I mean, they got everything else. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, think about Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, you go from the F1 to the Super Bowl to the marathon to NASCAR week. There's always something.
Always something happening.
Always
up there, yeah.
something. You know, and here, it's, there's always something.
St. Patrick's Day.
Vince, I'll be at the Roo Pub.
Well,
Vince,
I know.
Vince,
I'll be in Vegas.
I love you, man, but I hope you're just waiting for your luggage at the carousel. I mean, I appreciate you checking in from Vegas, but man,
I bet he is.
Got
to be at the airport.
You don't think he's sitting at the hotel bar just watching us?
No, I bet he just flew in, just landed.
It's 3:44 there.
Wanted to check in with us.
Yeah, I appreciate you checking in.
I
man.
do too, Vince. Thank you. Oh, he says he's at the hotel.
See,
I'm having a conversation with Vince over here on YouTube.
You really are. We're doing a radio
It's
show
fascinating.
here.
Well, I'm talking to Vince.
Well,
you go ahead.
Well, good. You can call him later.
Oh,
where were we? Oh, Spurs.
Yeah.
All right. The other big Spurs news. Well, two big pieces of Spurs news. I hope you didn't run out and buy a new Spurs jersey for their trade deadline acquisition because what's his name isn't even coming here. He's already been waived. That Morris guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gone.
Well, and everybody knew that when the
Shocker.
trade happened. It was just a matter of negotiating a buyout. They did that. He's gone.
Yeah.
Free to sign with anybody he wants.
Good
so
for him.
Good for him.
Good for him.
The other bit of news too that everybody's talking about today, Spurs wise, is Patty Mills.
Yeah.
Released or expected to be released by the Atlanta Hawks. And of course, Spurs fans want him back here in San Antonio.
210-656-ESPN 656-3776. I would love the idea. I love the idea of Patty coming back to San Antonio.
Uh-huh.
It ain't happening. I really don't see it happening for two reasons. One, Patty is free to sign with a contending team. If you had the option, would you go to a contending team or an 11-win team?
A contending team.
Okay. If he doesn't sign with a contending team, the part that I don't think Spurs fans truly get, I don't think the Spurs would be interested in Patty Mills. They have had opportunity throughout the year to add a veteran guy. And I know that, well, the corporate knowledge that he could help with and all those kind of things. There's a guy named George Hill, who was Pop's favorite player. That was one at one point he was Pop's favorite player. George Hill lives in San Antonio.
Yeah.
George Hill is not ready to be done. They have not brought in George Hill. They could easily have done that fairly inexpensively.
Yep.
So that tells me that Patty, as much as they love the guy, he can come to dinners, he can come to parties, he can get coffee, but he can't get a jersey. I just don't see it happening, especially at this point of the season, of them bringing in a guy. I would like to be wrong, but I thought when George Hill's here, well, he wants to play, and they're not interested. All right, cool, Patty. I would say he would be in the same boat.
It makes no sense. I mean, it's kind of like Pop benching guys now for making mistakes at this point in time in the season. It's it's a little late in the game to be doing that, I think. So, look, Patty Mills, he's a great guy. He was a great Spur, but I hope he gets an opportunity to win another ring with somebody that can use a shooter off the bench, and I hope he gets that opportunity. And then maybe he retires, he comes here, and who knows, he can hang out in the practice facility with Tim Duncan, and they can do their thing there.
Still a friend, still family.
Absolutely.
I just don't see Patty Mills signing for the rest of this season.
I don't see that either.
And And certainly San Antonio won't be his first option. If it's the only option, but again, the Spurs could have added veteran guys along the way that they chose not to. And at what point as Spurs fans do we stop talking about the corporate knowledge? Because that hasn't been around since Tim Duncan walked away.
Yeah.
They tried to bridge it a little bit with DeMar and LaMarcus and what's his name, who's now with the Clippers. But the reality is that corporate knowledge, that version of the Spurs, that's gone.
Yeah, that's history.
That's gone. I don't even know if the current guys understand what the corporate knowledge is. They
have no idea what it is.
I mean, and if there was people that were instilling corporate knowledge that aren't currently players, if that's still a thing with Pop and the coaching staff, because think about the coaching staff and how much turnover's been there besides the man at the top. You still have Manu Ginobili's on staff. Tim Duncan is over there quite a bit. You still have guys like Brent Berry that are around. You've got guys that have been around.
Boris Diaz hanging out over there.
Old veteran guys. I'm just talking about guys that are on staff.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and so they already have that kind of bridge to the corporate knowledge days with the guys that created the corporate knowledge in Tim and Manu that are around all the time. So if that's your argument to bring back Patty Mills, do you want Manu explaining corporate knowledge or Patty Mills? Do you want Timmy doing it or Patty Mills?
Well, nobody's doing it because it doesn't exist anymore.
Well, there's that.
So look, what I like of a veteran, and I've been talking about this, it can help and actually coach on the floor during, crunch time when it's happening. And Patty would be great at that. But again, why? It would be a waste of everybody's time. To bring Patty Mills in. It would be, especially his.
I mean, again, if he had no other option and he had one job offer and that was it, and he brought his old towel back and he was in his role that he was in prior to, maybe.
I would, sitting here today on leap year day, Patty's not coming here.
I agree with that.
I'm just saying.
I agree with that. Spurs and Thunder tonight. I think that game's on Ken's TV.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's a Ken's game.
All right. Well, good for them.
Yeah. You know what we do every Thursday about this time?
Yeah.
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
We let you know what's going on this weekend so you could start making plans. Sam'sBurgerJoint.com is the website for Sam's Burger Joint, where you can get your tickets, see their full lineup, the menu. Tonight they got, is that Tab Benoit?
Benoit.
Yeah. You want to go see Tab, man? He's down there at Sam's tonight. Friday, Male Tears with Urban Heat.
Wow.
Is that a band or is that some sort of show?
Male Tears.
That's what it says.
Okay.
Saturday night, you got James McMurtry. He's fantastic. Sunday, Eric Demmer. Again, samsburgerjoint.com for all the details and to get your tickets.
All right. Also tonight happening, we already talked Spurs Thunder are happening down at the Frost Bank Center. The Stable Hall in the Pearl, Mariachi Azteca de America. Notice how I threw in a little Spanish accent.
Did you?
Green Hall is the Eli Young Band. That'll be a lot of fun. UIL Girls Basketball State Championships happening in the Alamo Dome. I don't know. Disturbed is playing at the Moody Center. Haven't heard of that. The Rock Box has Ariel Pink. And the Mohawk Indoor, where's that? Eddie 9V. What the hell is that place, Blake?
I have no idea. Friday night at the Stable Hall, the Band of Heathens is going to be playing out there. I'll tell you what, the Stable Hall is bringing in some really big bands. Cody West out at Flores Country Store. Blake Shelton is at the Moody Center up in Austin. At the Boeing Center at Techport, Friday Night Fights, Texas Boxers, and Brawlers are going to be out there.
Interesting. Saturday night, Mark Anthony is at the Frost Bank Center. Pat Green at Flores Country Store. That'll be good. Ray Wiley Hubbard is at Green Hall on Saturday night. That's good. John Wolf at the Stable Hall. Man, a lot of good shows on Saturday night. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Let's see. On Sunday, Spurs Pacers at the Frost Bank Center. Green Hall has Rob Roy Parnell Band.
Nice.
And the Indigo Girls at ACL Live.
Hey, how about WWE, the Frost Bank Center on Monday night?
What's
That'll be
on tap?
fun. Yeah.
Brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint online at samsburgerjoint.com. It's now time for Joe's favorite part of the week.
Yes.
Grilling with the Blitz, presented by Tri-County Meat Market.
We tell you every week, you're doing your grilling. You know you're posting photos on Instagram and on Facebook and other places. Make sure you upload those photos at sasportstar.com. We call it Grilling with the Blitz. Submit your entry. You could win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. If you want to see today's winner and all the other entries, just hit the Grilling with the Blitz page at sasportstar.com. It's that time of year where we're starting to see a lot of fish.
Yeah, it's Lent season.
Salmon and steak the old way. Preston submits. Used oak and cherry to smoke a salmon fillet. Direct cook the sirloin cut with baked potatoes and roasted corn. See, and that's, see if she wants seafood and you want steak, a little surf and turf, go that route.
That's nice, yeah.
Although that's a lot of salmon for one, so I'm guessing they both had a little bit of that fish.
Half up the steak, half up the fish.
Absolutely.
Congrats.
You get a $50 gift card, Preston, to Tri-County Meat Market. If you grill this weekend, make sure you upload those photos to sasportstar.com and get that taken care of. Extra innings with Pledge. You doing a show today, Pledge? Just nodding? You're going to continue to argue about Defensive Player of the Year?
No, got a new argument.
What's your new argument? It's not about that video where you're misleading people, are you?
I'm not misleading anybody.
No, you are, actually. You got to play the entire soundbite, Pledge.
I have.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Pledge misleading people. Although what I appreciate about this, Pledge kind of defending Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think he knows he's doing that, but he's actually defending Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. Plus, the Pledgegasm will continue with the thought of Saquon Barkley joining the Houston Texans.
Wow.
Extra innings with Pledge. The Pledgegasm. You should get a big voice guy to make something like that. Actually, we should hire a female voice person. Get Iris or somebody to...
Oh, Pledge!
Iris wouldn't sound that way.
I just found it.
Do that again.
Oh, Pledge!
Pledgegasm. Next on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
The final horse now in the gate, and they're off. They're shutting